All right, we're here. This
Are we?
is this is episode 21 and
21, 21, 21.
our final episode of the year.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. But as always, I'm Jake with Longleaf Reptilia.
I am Sky of Hail the Scales, and this is Flippin Tin.
Hell yeah. Well,
Cracking them for the boys.
yep, I've already got. I technically have two open now. I didn't finish the other one, so I was like, got to crack this one.
You got to be ready to crack a tinny, brother.
Always ready. Always ready.
How the hell are you tonight?
Oh, I'm good, man. Just been busy. Busy.
Dude, I feel you.
Christmas is Christmas. Been Christmas shopping and getting ready for all that, and just all the end of the year, shenanigans. But what you been up to?
Not much, dude. Just been obviously working and dealing with that. I've been trying to hike a bunch just because sources tell me to spend all my time hiking in the woods by my house, even though I keep getting skunked. But got a nice little black racer over the weekend with little Lucas. He was down here visiting some family. So we ended up meeting up and going and hitting some woods, doing some hiking.
Lucas who?
Cobra Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it turns out his aunt is like a couple minutes down the road from me, so he was down here visiting her, and we just went and did a quick little couple hours in the woods, see if we could pull something off.
Nice.
Just logged a bunch of Ks.
Logging fucking Ks.
Logging Ks for nothing for a good old black racer. Habitat looked great though.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's awesome. I haven't done shit, so you're doing better than me. But thank you to everybody.
Live.
Yeah, right. Thank you to everybody that's already in the chat. Nisarg, what's up? Tyson, Jason, good stuff. Thank you guys for being here. Come and hang out. This will be our last episode of the year. I think we're trying to plan a network episode with everybody. That might happen sometime after Christmas. I'm not sure yet. Still trying to nail all that down with everybody. But this is definitely the last episode of Flippin Tin for the year. We'll be back in early January, and this January will mark 1 year of the show. This is kind of our year in review.
Our recap.
Yeah, so we got a lot to go over. We got a lot of. This is going to be a very visual episode. We got a lot of pictures to kind of sift through. So that'll be kind of what we do tonight. And just kind of go over some of our highlights from the year. And we also got to get back to our write-ins. We apologize to everybody that wrote in. We didn't get to highlight the last couple episodes. We wanted to make plenty of time for our guests, which worked out because those episodes were pushing 2 hours apiece. Trying to cut back on the nearly 3 hour long episodes. So we'll figure out a way to kind of streamline it coming next year.
Yeah, we got some good guests that want to come on though, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, we've already got people lined up. Big things come for the new year, so I'm excited.
But I can't wait. I'm ready for spring.
Yeah, dude. It's literally just got cold, and even technically to here, it was like 60s today. So it's really wasn't that cold.
Yes, Keller. Yes, I did. All for you, big boy.
Jesus. Oh Lord.
So who we want to kick the write-ins off with, my dude?
I have the list.
He's got a list. He's checking it twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking Chains is up in the building. What's up, little man?
Oh man, Brandon's here. It's about to go down.
It's about to go down.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into some write-ins tonight. We're gonna start out with somebody in the chat.
Dirty's up in the chat
Oh,
now too.
dirty,
What's
dirty.
up?
Hell yeah. But yeah, tonight we're gonna start off our write-ins from Mr. Tyson Dallas. He's in the chat right now of Pinelands Reptilia. Thank you for coming in tonight, man, and thanks for the write-in. Um, Let me pull this up to where I can see. I have too many tabs open right now. Here we go. All right. So Tyson says, "What's up, guys? I was moving some brush on my property, and as I was moving a cedar branch, I noticed a tiny frog. I set it down and found several pine woods tree frogs on two cedar branches. So
Yeah, those are pretty as heck, man.
they're beautiful, man. I love little pine woods tree frogs, man.
I feel like I don't see them very often either.
They're hard to see. I mean, look at that thing.
Yeah, freaking yeah. You got to be lucky to find that. You have to find it on the move.
Yeah, yeah,
Straight up camo.
yeah. Beautiful little frogs, man. That one especially. My God, that is wonderful. Like, look at that, dude. You can't. Doesn't get no better than that.
No, those and the oak toads, man. They got so much in a little package.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, cool. That was all the pictures from Tyson. Thank you, sir, for writing in. Again, that's Tyson of Pinelands Reptilia. Definitely check him out. Um, our next is from Nate Truax. He runs the Croccast podcast, also Reptile Ramblings. Check out both of his shows, and his Instagram is n.j.truax. And he recently did a trip to Costa Rica, which he sent me a few photos from, some highlights. But if you want some more, definitely check out his Instagram. He's got some really nice pictures on there. And he just said some more photos from Costa Rica. So didn't have much of a story, but that's okay. Don't need a long ride in all the time, but he's got some awesome pictures,
I was about
man.
to say the pictures speak for themselves.
I mean, come on, dude. These
That's
are
freaking
just
insane, dude.
ridiculous.
Look at the colors on that thing. It doesn't even look real.
Yeah, I would have thought that was a toy.
No shit. Look
Like
at the
God,
face on it. Can you zoom in on the face?
yeah, hold on. The picture's coming up a little blurry for some reason. They look much better on. Oh, apparently that's so. There's weird stuff going on my computer tonight. I don't know. This has been a disaster. But no, apparently I can't zoom in.
No
So,
worries.
but yeah, beautiful little creature. I need to find the what is this? This is the Costa Rican earth snake.
That shit looks freaking insane.
And I'll give y'all a little because this is a such a unique species. He wrote a little description on here. So the Costa Rican earth snake is the most widely distributed species of geophis in Costa Rica, being found on the Tilaran Mountains, the Central Valley, and the Southwest Coast. These guys are found under logs and other debris during the day, but at night can be found slithering around through the leaf litter. A large individual of this species can reach up to 18 inches in length. This species feeds on soft bodied invertebrates such as insect larvae and leeches. In turn, these guys are a favorite prey item of the Costa Rican coral snake. These earth snakes also resemble neighboring species of leech, both in coloration and size.
Yeah,
Very
it
cool.
seems like all the tiny little fossorial stuff, man. That's the ones that come with all the best colors and patterns. Because that doesn't even look real.
They're also the most preyed upon by a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, so they got to look like a little
Yeah.
poison dart.
I mean, this thing looks like it would be, venomous or poisonous.
Yeah, you look like you chew on it and have some freaking
Yeah.
toxic
That's,
taste in your mouth.
that's crazy. Um, Big old
Hell yeah.
boa.
Look at that thing. That's a nice little chunky boa.
That's a chonker. Good looking. Good looking.
Oof. I love that
This
picture.
was the Central American lyre snake, I believe you
I
said.
say a liar, cat eye snake or something, right?
Yeah. So his description for that, one of my favorite snakes from Costa Rica is the Central American lyre snake that we found in the northwest corner of the country. These are a mildly venomous rear fang species found in the found in northwestern Costa Rica, El Salvador, Nicaragua, and Honduras. Other species of Trimorphodon can be found throughout Central America, Mexico, and into the southwestern United States.
That next pic of it with its tongue out is sick.
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah, that's awesome.
Cool little snake, man.
Yeah,
I want
that's
to find the ones we have in Arizona.
yeah, right. That'd be fantastic. But thank you, Nate, for writing in again. You've been you've come to wrote into us a few times. We certainly appreciate it. Keep them coming for next year, and hopefully you get some more cool trips out of it. Next we got Chris Sanchez, aka Dirty Sanchez, aka Dirty. Um, he's got a little story for us. He said, "Dear Mom and Dad, I hope this letter finds you well." I love his intros. It's great. The temps have finally dropped with the first fall rains around the Georgia fall line area, and mole salamander season is upon us. I returned to the same park where I found the southern two-lined induskies and moved to a transitional area between upland habitat and vernal pool lowlands. Initially, the only things found were flat millipedes and centipedes. Uplands only had the occasional anole brumating under sheets of pine bark. Upon reaching the edge of the vernal pool, marbled salamanders were present. These are one of the only animals other than bears that have an actual metallic coloration. A huge bonus was finding a clutch of eggs with viable larvae twitching in their gelatinous orbs awaiting the rising water in the next few weeks. I love marbled salamanders, dude. These are just wonderful.
Look at the marbles. Look at
I,
the marbles on that boy.
they're one of the prettiest salamanders out there, dude. Honestly,
Sorry, I was in my doorway. I could hear everything you said. I just needed to freaking take care of it really quick.
you're good. I couldn't even see the screen if I'm being honest. I'm looking at the pictures.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Also, this is his famous Daytona hat. Everybody put their
I'm
signatures.
pissed. I need to sign it. He better
You
come
didn't
next year.
sign it?
I didn't get a chance to sign it. No, I want to.
Yeah.
I want to sign it with the. Everyone put their name. I want to put some lipstick on and.
Fuck it. Like, I didn't realize you were lame. Jeez, you're
Apparently, I am.
signing Chris's hat. It's fucking loser.
I wanted to. It's not that I didn't want. I wanted to, man. I really wanted to.
Yeah, well, you didn't. So there's some of the eggs there with the larvae in them.
How cool, man! He's
Yeah.
got some really great shots and some really good documentation of all the salamanders this year.
Yeah, he's killing it with the mandarin around him.
I'm a bit jealous of the boy's mandering.
The picture
The way he Mirandas with the
the
bandas.
way he Mirandas around with the mandas. Very cool. But thank you, Chris, again for writing in, man. This has been your writings have been fantastic, and
You're a legend. You're a legend, Sanchez. You're a legend.
never fail to make me laugh. Our next one is from our buddy Jeremy Hicks. He just found a honker of a toad. Oh, where that's not the toad. Wait, I said these in the wrong order. Sorry. Next one is from another Chris with reptiles and oddities. He's reptiles and oddities on Instagram.
He's in the chat.
Yes, he is in the chat. Chris, thank you for writing in again. And he sent us bull snake pictures and didn't really give us a description, but he's got some bull snakes here. And here's a quick video.
Hey, everybody. It's Chris, Reptiles and Oddities, and look what I just found while I was working. Yeah, I was just trucking down the road, and
He drives a truck.
This little bull snake right here. And yeah, he's a little squirmy little guy. But yeah, I I found that red one not too far down that way a few months ago, and I found this one just now. So just look
About
up
to say, this is the second time he's been in his truck ripping off
Yeah.
and finding bull snakes. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Killing it.
across the sway.
Pretty little bull snakes too.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. Good. Quick release.
Good deal, man.
Love to see it.
You do.
Just going on through there. All right.
And then he's got a picture of one here.
That looks. Is that the same one, or do you think that's an
No,
overhead?
that's a different one. At least I think, because he sent that picture and said found another bull just now.
Oh,
So I think
nice.
he found another one. And then
It
he's
does look
got
a little bit bigger in that picture because the
right.
rock versus like his hand, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
hey guys, over here
Let's
in
see what he's
single
got
finish with my bags.
here.
Red bull snake, and yep, I'm working again. And I found me a garter snake.
Oh, got him a little garter
This guy
snake.
already busted on me.
That might
Look
be.
at the
I
Is
blue
it a
tips on this thing.
was about to say that might be a ribbon.
is it a garter? Yeah, or a ribbon? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
And
might be.
where does he live again?
I believe he's in Oklahoma. I think
So
that
would
would
that be a
be.
western ribbon?
Yeah, I think that would be a western ribbon
That's a
snake.
honker, dude, and it has that big old bold stripe on it too.
Yeah.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
Like I said, look
Looks like he's got some battle scars on him too.
I bet from some fucking birds and shit.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Who knows out there in Oklahoma?
Hey, make sure y'all subscribe to Reptiles and Oddities if y'all like seeing this kind
Yeah.
of content.
Check him out, man. Reptiles and Oddities. Yeah, you can see some good.
Got some nice blue on it too, man.
Oh yeah, he's got some real nice blue on him.
Awesome garter snake.
Is the audio coming through at all for y'all?
Yeah.
Okay, you can hear.
No, not back on the road.
Cool. Yeah, you gotta love whenever they try and get back out onto the road, and that's always
There he goes.
my favorite thing. But
Hell yeah.
That's the
Cool.
direction he was going, so, yep. All right, buddy. Have
yeah,
fun.
that's a good point to make. Always release in the direction they are facing. Wonderful. Thank you, Chris. Everybody check him out. He's doing some cool stuff. Again, Reptiles and Oddities. Now, this next one that I tried to say earlier, our buddy Jeremy Hicks with Nomad Herpeticulture, Nomad_Herpeticulture on Instagram. He said this one is a recapture. It must have decided to take advantage of the last few warm days. This thing's got this weird spot on. For one, that's a freaking chunk.
Yeah, what is that? That's
See,
just
I
a
have
southern or an
no-
American toad?
It's a southern. He's in Florida.
Okay.
Um,
It's weird.
but-
It looks like it has a little birthmark on it.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. It's just a freaking birthmark. But real weird, but super cool.
Yeah, it's a nice little one.
It's a freaking piebald. It's in red,
Wouldn't that be some shit?
right?
Miss you,
Awesome.
Jeremy Hicks.
Yeah. Thanks, Jeremy. Certainly appreciate it. Everybody needs to go check him out if you're not already. I got to transition over to Facebook for these next two. Next one's coming from a previous guest on this show, Mr. Bryant McDowell.
Hell yeah.
If you haven't heard his episode, you absolutely need to go listen to it. That was a freaking banger of an episode. It was
Go
wonderful.
check out his page. He's been uploading some cool content as well, man. All the stuff he's doing is awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. He is Don Bond Jr. on Instagram. But he says, back in April of this year, my buddy Michael and I tried our hand herping a bit of SoCal. We only had 3 days, and while it wasn't the snakiest endeavor, it was one of the most habitat diverse trips. After spending all day in Anza Borrego State Park looking at lizards, birds, and mountain goats, but no snakes, we decided to head elsewhere. We left the arid region and went to more montane habitats in one of the nearby natural forests. We search across a meadow known for garters, racers, and such, but nothing. Then in some piney woods nearby that had huge granite boulders, I spotted out of the corner of my eye a coil of a basking snake. Michael was right next to me, and I told him on 3 I would dive and make a grab and hopefully not eat a face full of rock and no snake. The San Diego gopher snake was our lifer and first snake ever out of Cali. It was beautiful, and we both agreed that these gophers act, look, and feel a lot more like a rattlesnake than a true pit like our bull snakes back in Illinois. I'm wondering I'm wondering if other pit owners or herpers have noticed the same thing. Cheers, guys.
I dig it. Can we?
Yeah.
I know you said you couldn't zoom earlier. Is there any way we can zoom on that face?
Yes.
Oh, look at that freaking eye and the neck. Oh man, it's just so cool looking.
Yeah, dude. I will say the San Diegos don't quite have that like resting bitch face that most other Pituophis do.
No, they
Like
definitely
a
don't.
lot of
They're
pits,
smaller
like
though as well.
yeah, they're a lot smaller. Yeah, for at least for the most part, San Diego's are pretty much the smallest. Especially in your Sonoran gopher snakes get much bigger along with your bulls, and at least most bulls, especially pine snakes. But yes, much smaller. They don't have that just resting mad face that a lot of Pituophis do. They look so angry all the time. But that is a beautiful animal, and I love this shot, man.
Yeah, look at that habitat.
This beautiful landscape.
Sick as shit.
Yeah, we don't know if he actually ate a face full of rock, but I guess suppose they got the snake, so that's a win.
Yeah, either way. Good on you guys.
Yeah.
Those are great pictures. Good shot, good snake.
And thank you for sharing that with us, Bryant. That was actually Bryant's first write-in, hopefully not the last.
Yeah. It better not be.
So y'all definitely go check him out. Again, Don_Bond_Junior on Instagram, if I'm remembering correctly. Next write-in is from another guest that we had on here, Mr. Nipper Reed. He messaged me with a very cool write-in and a story.
Elegant nipper.
We'll pop into that.
Dude, those look so sick.
Yes. He says, "Hey, mate, hope you're doing well. I wanted to write in and let Flippin Tin know. After some very hard herping, I found the Anatolian rock lizard. So now I only have one species left. It was a very hard trip. Samos is the furthest island you can go to in Europe before you're in Asia. Asia is basically 1.3 miles from Samos. The trip was a 5,500-mile round trip, a flight to Athens, then a prop plane to Samos. 3 days of searching with no herp seen at all. Think about that. All day for 3 days, not a single herp of any kind seen. That's
Jeez.
insane.
That's gnarly.
That is crazy to me.
That's freaking gnarly. And knowing you traveled all that way.
Right. You don't see a single herp. Like that's
scary.
Yeah. Anyways, not a single herb of any kind seen. It's very hard to keep motivated. And I want to say a huge thanks to my partner, Allison, for being so enthusiastic and mission focused, crawling over huge boulders in a very hot ravine for hours. We finally found 7 individuals in a little area of waterfalls. This lizard is a rock dweller in shady, humid locations. So, for all the herpers listening, if you're after a species, do the research and keep looking. You will find it. And when you do, the feeling is just incredible. So now it's just the Naxos green lizard, and I'm done. Obviously, my boys on Flippin Tin will be the first to know.
Hell yeah. Dude,
So, yeah.
that looks so much. Obviously, he said it's a rock lizard. Those look so much like my sharp snouted Dalmatian rock lizards, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, so like it almost looks like the pattern's different. Like the scalation looks the same, the build looks the same. Like
Color's a little different as well, right?
Yeah, the color. I mean, they have that blue tail, but like the back and everything, like that's about the only thing that's different. Those look awesome, man. I need to go see those in the wild. I need to hit up Nipper and ask him about some of those Dalmatian lizards. And he's probably found them. Apparently.
That's crazy, man.
Gosh, that looks so cool, bro.
Yeah, dude, these are freaking sick.
After fucking 3 days of searching to find that thing, I'd be freaking.
That's insane, dude. 3 days, like I said, 3 days with no herps is that's that's insane to me. Like no herps. So it's one thing not to find your target, but to not see anything. Every time I go out, I'm guaranteed a lizard at
Yeah,
least of some
a
kind,
lizard or a
whether it's a
frog or
ground skink or a frog. Yeah, like something's gonna be there. And to go 3 days with no herps whatsoever is absolutely absurd.
like you said, staying motivated was probably hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, good
Um,
luck, brother. We hope you finish this list.
yeah,
2025.
yeah. So he's got one more herp to find, and he'll have found and photographed every single herp in Europe, which is
What a actual
yes,
legend.
what a legend. So if you haven't checked out Nipper's episode, you absolutely should. That was another. He was one of our original guests, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and well, we're gonna have him back on when he finishes that list.
Yes, we are absolutely having him back on. Um, I mean, come on, man.
That's so
So,
sick, man.
so we have another very cool write in from somebody who was going to be a guest without a doubt, Mr. Scott Iper, and he is out in Australia. And he came through with some
Yeah, that's some sick
banging
shit.
pictures.
Sick.
Um, he said, "My herp find for the year: the critically endangered pygmy blue tongue, Teliqua adelaidensis,
Yeah, I
found
didn't even
on."
know how to say that shit.
Yeah, I gave it my best try. So we'll call it the pygmy blue tongue. He said it was found on a research project I was assisting on. These guys are thought to be extinct 50 years until a herper found one in the gut of a DOR eastern brown snake.
What are the odds, bro?
That's crazy, man. I mean, but look at this freaking lizard, man. I
So
mean,
nuts.
my God, I love this picture, especially. That is
That
just,
picture is sick as fuck, man.
yeah, that's incredible. And now I'm going to see. He sent two more pictures, and let's see if they came through. I hope they did. Yes, they did. Um, and he said these are reproductive adults right here. So you see the size of that animal.
So tiny,
That
man.
is so small.
There's a
And
the other
here's him
picture
holding
shows
one.
him holding it. Yeah. Oh man, so cute.
That's so tiny. They're adorable.
That hole though, I like the den though, man. It's so
It's a
pronounced.
perfect little circle, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Like I could like seeing their head though and like their structure, I could see them just like how he's holding it in his hand. Like you could almost visualize that thing just sitting there in its hole with its head sticking out the top. Just like, all right,
yeah,
we good? We good to
yeah,
make a run for something? Can we grab a snack?
right. I'm
That's
curious.
so sick.
I'm curious if they're like if they would hide. Because like my thought is when you see stuff like that, like is it like just like a home or is it like an ambush spot? Is it both? Like are they breeding and that's where they're laying eggs? Like
True, right? Is it all one unit or is it got
right,
its own function? Like
right,
that's true.
incredible. And the fact that these are related to blue tongues is crazy
I'd
to
love
me.
I'd love to see it with his well, I guess the one picture does have its mouth open. Um it looks like it has a little pink tongue in there, but there is also the pink tongue skink. So
Yeah, and I mean, and blue tongues and pink tongues are Taliqua, right?
I'm pretty sure the blue tongues and the pink tongues are related
Yeah.
hold on, don't quote me on all
Well,
this shit,
these
you
are
guys.
these are in the
They're
genus. These are
in
in
the
the
same
genus.
kind of family.
Yeah, these are in the genus Taliqua, and I believe blue tongues and pink tongues are in the same genus. Um,
I mean, I guess I could always use my phone, right?
yeah, you could always look. It's not like I've got shit pulled up on mine or anything right now. And Scott said, I told him we were going to share these tonight. And he said, please do. Let's make an episode happen next year, too. And we are absolutely going to do that. You're actually on our radar for this year, Scott, but we just never got around to it, unfortunately. But you will be one of the first episodes for 2025.
It
For
says
sure.
that they're very closely related.
Very clear. Well, yeah, I figured that, but like I meant like they're in the same genus.
That's what I was looking for, but I just didn't want to go quiet on you.
No,
I
you're
can't
good.
find the exact word saying that.
Well, all you had to do is look up blue tongue skink scientific name.
Oh, okay.
I got it now. Jeez. Yes, they are also in the genus Tiliqua, so they are related to blue tongue skinks. There you go. See how easy that was?
Hey,
Crazy.
man. I was asking the wrong question. That's all.
But thank you, Scott, for writing in with those pictures. That is fantastic.
Chris says tequila genius for sure.
Yeah, I thought so. I just didn't want to. I've sounded like an asshole enough on this show.
Tequila or Taliqua? Because he said
Taliqua.
tequila.
It's not tequila. Oh, I'm pretty sure he's just making a goof. Shut up. Y'all already fucking with me. Brandon had to come for me, call me Captain Redbeard.
Yeah, he got you. And then Nieserg was like, yeah, in 2025,
Wow.
maybe Jake will stop matching his beards to his hats.
I mean, I got a white hat I can go put on if it's really gonna bother you.
Dude,
Jeez.
go shave that thing off, bro.
No, man. It's my beard.
Are you growing it out? Viking beard?
Maybe. You
Down to
know.
your balls? Then braid it all together?
Down to my freaking nuts. Oh man, no. Eventually, maybe. We'll see how long before I get tired of it.
Was that our last ride-in?
Yes, that was our last ride in for today. Thank you all so much for coming in clutch, and keep them coming for next year. And with that, I'll let Sky
Yes.
take this one because it was his idea.
I was about to say, this is the time.
Yeah,
The time
we
is now.
we have a little announcement too.
This is an announcement. This is the new segment on Flippin Tin we'd like to bring in, brought to you by Flippin Tin. Now we've mentioned a few times throughout the year how we had an extra hat in the order and we wanted to do a giveaway of some sort with the challenges, and the challenges kind of just faded a little bit throughout the year as things slowed down. So we were kind of just thinking of, you have my text messages up
Yeah,
right now.
I was
All the nudes I sent you are pulled up now. No, but we were like, we just wanted to come up with something to give the hat away, keep the stoke high for you guys, because you guys participated a lot this year. So we were like, all right, well, whoever did the most write-ins this year, we'll send that hat out to them, since the challenges faded out through summer. And without a doubt, the most consistent, the most pictures sent in, and the most write-ins sent in was by our boy Devin Fraze up in Maine. So Devin, we're going to be sending you a Flippin' Tin cap, buddy. We appreciate your dedication. We appreciate you sending everything in. That just goes out to everyone else. There's no excuses. This guy's at the top of our country, up in Maine, doing work, sending in write-ins and herps of every sort. Manders, frogs, snakes, lizards, anything he can find. So we appreciate your dedication, dude. You kept us hype on the weeks that we were slow. So thank you very much, and keep it coming for 2025. We're going to definitely do some challenge giveaway stuff next year. We'll be on it better now that we got a better idea of how the year will plan out. But thank you, Devin. You're a freaking legend, brother.
Yeah, Devin absolutely slayed this year, man. He had all kinds of stuff. He was writing in, almost every episode once he found the podcast.
Yeah, yeah. No shit.
Pretty much after, because he was on the herp trip to the Francis Marion this year, and I think that's when we met him, and he learned about the podcast and he started checking it out, and it was every episode, man. He was writing in. So thank you very much, Devin. And we will be getting with you about sending you the hat. It is green, dark green, yellow rope with a yellow logo, or gold, however you want to call it, logo. It's a slick looking hat. I almost decided to forget about it and just keep it for myself, but I think that wouldn't have been very very fun of me. So we'll be getting with you about sending you that one, buddy. Thanks a ton.
I still have an extra one too from the order that fell through on my end, so we can always do something with that one too.
Oh, that's true. Well, maybe we'll go through and find the next person.
Yeah, we got something already for the next giveaway in 2025. Be ready, people.
Yeah, maybe we'll start 25 off with a giveaway with a bang.
With a
blah, 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 blah. Yeah, man. I mean, this episode we're kind of just going to be recapping the year, man. So before we dive into just pictures, what was your, tell us your favorite herp find slash herp trip. Maybe they were in both. What was yours for this year?
Do you before I get into it, do you have your herp list handy from this year?
I do. I
Yeah.
do. I do. I do.
Yeah.
I think you. I think you beat me on number of species.
You think? I think you got me on species.
I don't know. Let me. Let me pull it up. Do. Hold on. Hold
I'm
on.
at a grand total of 25 snakes.
Oh, I got you by one.
You're at 26
Got
snakes?
26.
Damn it. So if so the only snake that I saw DOR that I didn't see alive this year, which would have brought me to 26, was Eastern Diamondback. So
Dang.
that's the only snake. Every snake that I saw, except for I'll get into it later. There was two snakes that I didn't see DOR, but every snake that I found alive this year, I also found DOR,
Every
which is
single one.
I mean, I also logged because like my year started with DORs. I was just
So you were
heavy in
locked.
the DORs, especially when I went back through my pictures this year to send shit. It was a rough start to the year for me, man. And then it was like my first snake was a ringneck this year, and then after that, my first good snake was like, or my first decent snakes were like banded water, and then a good black racer with Preston, and like it just yellow rat and went
Yeah.
from there. But yeah, man, it was a slow start to the year. That's why I was just logging DORs and shit.
Chris says,
Yes.
I got 17 charges of trespassing, Will's terping. I'll accept my winning in the form of a giant check.
Good Lord, buddy. Yeah, you were dedicated. We never said we were paying anybody's fines, all right? This is all on your own. Um, did you log your turtles and your amphibians and lizards?
I am.
So I have 14 lizard species this year.
Ooh, you got me on one. I got 13.
Nice.
All right.
And
What about
then,
turtles?
so turtles, you probably got me on turtles. I got
I don't have many.
6.
I also have 6.
Really?
Yep. All
Hell
right.
yeah.
What about amphibians? What'd you get?
So for amphibians, I have 13.
Oh, I got you a good bit on those. I got 17.
Yeah, you're more in the range for that. I
Yeah,
have
you
0
are.
manders except for the trip that we went and got like the 1 or 2. Yeah, I
Yeah,
only have like
I
2
I
manders
guess
on
I
the list.
am in more of a swamp than you are. You're in pretty sandhill habitat.
Yeah.
Chris Sanchez says, actual serious question. What slash how are you logging these? So me personally, I just keep a notes tab on my phone and I label, I decided to
That's what
separate
we both.
them.
I'm pretty sure we both did the same layout. Oh, you're not even gonna be able to see my phone.
Oh, yeah, you can't see it. I just put herp list and I put snakes, amphibians, turtles, and lizards. And unlike Sky, I actually numbered them. I don't know if you can actually see mine.
Oh yeah, see, I probably should have numbered mine. It would have made things easier.
I numbered mine, and made. That's why I was just able to whip it out. And I just logged them as I went. Nothing too serious. It was actually Sky that made me do it. He didn't make me, but he started doing it. I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. I'll start start doing that as well. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it was fun and it was like motivating too. Like, oh,
yeah,
I want to
yeah,
get like there was times throughout the year where I was like, I want to go out there and throw a number on the list. Like, I'm trying
yeah,
to throw a
yeah.
fucking species up tonight.
It was always good to cross
And
them
like
off.
now, like having this to look back on for 2025, like that's just gonna be my motivation to be like, all right, I want to be better at this point by now.
Yeah,
Let's
to
log them in. Like, let's get
yeah,
these motherfuckers on the board.
right.
Like,
Yeah, we did a lot this year, man. I also crossed off several like state list species for me.
we
Uh,
both got
yeah,
multiple lifers this year.
yeah, multiple. So run down your snake list. What do you
I,
got on there? I want to hear
I
it.
have southern ringneck, southern black racer, ribbon snake, yellow rat snake, pygmy rattlesnake, banded water snake, in quotations, multiple phases, brown water snake, plain belly water snake, red rat snake, aka corn snake, cottonmouth, the almighty coach whip, the lifer rough green. I got the the South Carolina rough green and the Florida rough green this year, so that was freaking awesome. Double lifered up on that. Red belly snake, glossy crayfish snake, black swamp snake, scarlet king snake, copperhead, mud snake, already said that. Florida rough. Oh yeah, said that. I have rough green. So hold on, let me make sure I'm not doing this wrong. Oh yeah, I said rough green. I meant to say rough earth. Then I have rough green of South Carolina and Florida, blue common garter snake, Burmese python, Decay's brown snake, green water snake, and then my fucking holy grail find of the year, short-tailed king snake, brother. The lifer of all lifers, the fucking
That's
goat
freaking
moment
sick.
of goat moments, the fucking cap of the year moment, the fucking end all be all moment for me that I didn't think would ever happen. So that was a fucking good way to end the year, finding that thing last month. So that was sick.
That's awesome, dude. My list very similar. I got scarlet king snake, pygmy rattlesnake, rainbow snakes, black racers, copperheads, brown water snakes, ribbon snakes, yellow rats, worm snakes, canebrake rattlesnake, southern ringneck, red rat snake, garter snake, banded water snake, cottonmouth, red belly water snake, glossy crayfish snake, black swamp snake, scarlet snake, different from the scarlet king, scarlet snake, rough green snake, mud snake, Decay's brown snake, Burmese python, Florida green water snake, Florida banded water snake, and rough earth snake.
Fucking slay, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's good.
Yeah, you were still looking down, but you were like rainbow six. I'm all fuck.
Dude, that was honestly, I think the rainbows made it might have been that was definitely top 3. It's almost tied with the berm. I know that's kind of the berm thing was kind of bittersweet almost, but still
like
very
the berm,
still a very cool experience.
Yeah, like that was a great moment, but it was such a bittersweet moment. It's hard to enjoy, but like the find is sick as fuck. The species is sick as fuck. Like, definitely between the mud snakes that we found in Francis Marion, that short tail king, and really, like, I mean, those two are in the rough greens. Like, those were like it's as lame as it sounds. Those are like my 3 best fucking finds this year.
Hey, dude, that's I'm always giddy as hell just to find yellow rats, and I found a bunch of fucking yellow rats this year.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, you did.
I am not mad about it.
Maybe we should log, like, put some tallies on some shit next year too.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll have to. Oh, you mean like actual numbers of individuals found?
Yeah, that way you can see like how many, like maybe not of every species, but like just like the main ones. Like,
no, that'd be cool. Yeah. One of my other favorites was the Scarlet King I got because it was my only Scarlet King on the year, unfortunately. But found it with Gabe, and I was the one that actually found it, so that was cool. And it was my lifer for South Carolina. I had found one in Florida, and I found one with some buddies in Florida, but I was kind of asleep in the back because I was all fucked up on painkillers because I had a kidney stone. Was in the hospital all day. So I was on painkillers for the kidney stone in the backseat of his Xterra and basically passing out. And they slammed on brakes. Were like snake, and I literally just like opened the door and just kind of like fell out. And there's a picture of me. I've got a hospital band on, a Scarlet King in one hand and a cigarette lit in the other. And I'm just standing
fucking
there.
legend.
I was all kinds of fucked up, dude. It was funny. But so that we found that in Florida, but to find this one in South Carolina was really cool. Just a small one hiding under a piece of bark. And we did
Yeah, I
find
remember when
another.
you,
Huh?
I was gonna say when you sent that shit and like that day when you were like, dude, I peeled the fucking SK, like
Yeah.
sickest fucking feeling, like hoot and hollering, and then Gabe's just like, nah, he was fucking like a little girl at a fucking
No, dude, I
campground.
was screaming, dude. I was so excited. And there's no reason this thing should have been under that piece of bark because normally if snakes are under bark, it's loose bark, pretty much easy to come off. This was like, how if a bark's too tight, you go to take a piece off, it just kind of chips and you'll just take off like a little chunk of it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's all it was. The piece of bark it was under was that big. Like I shit you not, I just came up and just went dunk, and there was this beautiful little Scarlet King under there, dude, and I lost it.
As
I
you should.
absolutely lost it.
As
So
you should
that
have.
was really cool. One of my favorite finds this year for sure. And then the green water in South Florida was really cool.
Dude, that was sick. Yeah, with the first one that we found when you were
Oh
all
my
lit and you
god,
ran up
dude!
and you're like, oh my god, just fucking picked it up and you're like, and then
Yeah,
we get done, you're like, I didn't get any pictures of that
yeah.
fucking
I
thing.
didn't take any pictures, dude. Well, no, but actually, that technically wasn't the first one we found because the first one we
No,
found was the
the night before.
gigantor that was dead
Yeah,
on
no,
the
so
road.
yeah, fucking recap on that little memory flashback. That was on our fucking Flippin Tin South Florida trip, and me and Jake are running the South Florida roads, and we pass a fucking massive DOR snake. I literally ripped the brakes, hit a U-turn, and as I'm doing it, I'm looking over at Jake, and I literally said, "That's either a fucking tank green water or that's a Burmese python. Look out!" When I'm like, he's obviously at that point. I pull over, and he's out the window. He's like, yep, massive fucking green water, and this thing was literally the size of a Burmese python. I
It
mean,
was fucking huge.
to see that thing alive would have been fucking insane, bro. Which this year we definitely have to get back down there. This South Florida trip is going to be so much more epic than than this year's, because you'll have already been down there. We'll have a little bit better of a plan. We'll do things a little bit different. We won't even sleep this time. We'll just fucking hurt literally the whole time we're there.
Yeah, just straight through. I mean,
Straight through it.
obviously, I'm popping zins,
Popping zinnies, ripping tinnies, and fucking up the city, boy. You trying to pull up some pics?
Yeah, dude. We'll do that now. So this whole thing's kind of messed up. So I'm gonna try and do this the best I can. So y'all are gonna have to deal with my looking at my text for a second, and we'll see if we can. All right, is that full screen?
Right now, you're just showing like your text messages.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Dang. Hold on. Let me. This is gonna be a freaking disaster. I thought I was gonna be able to.
It won't let you click them and pull it up, huh?
Well, that's the thing. I had it like that, but it's not coming up on the thing. Oh, this is freaking horrible.
So now they're just all in your fucking album.
Yeah. Hold on. There. See, that's the thing. My stuff wouldn't come up normal, and this is, oh my god. I thought I had it worked out, but I guess not. Let me see if I can't figure this out real quick. I'm sorry. This was supposed to have been worked out, but it's telling. So the problem is, it's telling me these items are saved, and they may be saved, but they're not saved at the end, so they're all scattered. And
that's all throughout the year.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of pictures. Tyson, I'm with you on the Southern Hogs, bro. I went fucking hard all around the house this past 2 months. No luck. 0 prevail on the Southern Hogs, but definitely need to make it happen. Yeah, and Jake's already put up enough mirror selfies this year to keep things going until 2025. In 2025, we'll hit you with some fresh haircut nudes and some Flippin Tin uh, half naked merch pics. Keep the vibes stoked up.
Sorry, I'm gonna try and figure this out real quick. This is a freaking.
Is there anything I can do on my end?
Unfortunately, not. But we are going to try and figure this out.
Well, my boy over here.
Yeah,
is
you
figuring-
start telling stories. I'm gonna
I'm
try.
gonna just start rambling, okay, you guys. So everybody, walk away from your screens for 30 seconds because you're about to get really annoyed. No, I'm just joking. I seriously though, I'll take a quick ramble break to thank everybody for their support this year. Thank you guys for all your write-ins. We know you don't have to do any of that. We hope that we got everyone's fire stoked up throughout the year to just get out in nature and admire it while it's still there. Me and a couple buddies, me and all the buddies, really, we've all just been kind of talking about how cruddy it is and shitty it is seeing a lot of the spots that we grew up in being demolished and turned into parking garages lately. And the whole home area that I grew up herping and walking around in nature. I was just driving by it the other day, and it's all under construction, being turned into homes and storage lots. So it's really heartbreaking seeing all that stuff. So if we can motivate you guys and ourselves really to get out there and see all this shit while it's still there and appreciate it while it's still there, that's awesome. And I think it's cool because I got out more this year than I have in the last few years. And the last real good herping year I feel like I had was probably back in like 2018 or 2019. So to go 4 or 5 years without really getting after it and then to get back after it with the Flippin Tin herping podcast and all you guys, showing your support and doing your ride-ins and keeping everyone on the freaking herping wave. All I can say is it was an awesome year. So hopefully 2025 we all get some lifer goals accomplished. We all go do some cool hiking adventures and we all go do a trip that we've been thinking about because I know me and Jake, we're definitely doing Arizona this year or 2025. And we're going to make some shit happen. We're going to bring you guys some sick freaking herping videos. We talked about doing our YouTube this year. And the problem is we're all in the moment. When we go out there, we're not sitting here recording with our phones the whole time. We're out here freaking herping and laughing our asses off and making jokes and just enjoying shit. So this year we're probably just going to strap some GoPros on our heads so you guys can just see the shenanigans that happens while we're out there. But get out there with your boys, your homies, your girlfriends, your wives. Get in nature, get your kids out there, show them what it's all about. Go flip some rocks, find some roly polies, find some frogs, whatever's out there. Jake's talked about it multiple times in multiple episodes how one of his favorite finds this year was that freaking red salamander with his sister up in Tennessee. So don't tell me you can't go out there with your family or your kids and flip a rock and find a salamander and not create an awesome memory that's going to last a lifetime because I'm 30 years old. Jake's about to be 30 in a few years. And we're talking about salamanders as one of our freaking lifetime memories. So let's do it, people. Let's do it. Looks like you got it.
I got something. I think it's gonna work for what we got. This is the best I can come up with. I know there's a little thing up top, but I actually had to email all of these to myself. So it worked though. It actually worked very well.
I say it looks like it's gonna work. It looked like they were all on the bottom slide there.
Yeah, I think we got it. All right. So Sky, if you just want to kind of talk through these as we go, have at it.
Yeah, so like as I was saying, this was one of the first bigger snakes I found. I don't know if you'd be able to zoom at all or not, but me and Preston had found this snake together. This is one of the more fully solid dark and blue racers that I found in my area. Its whole belly was blue, basically from right after the neck all the way down to the tail, and it had just a little bright white chin, and the rest of its body was super black. But just a cool snake that we found. That was the first real big-bodied snake of the year for me. So,
yeah, that's a big racer, dude.
Yeah, it was a big thick boy. We
Yeah,
flipped
that's
it
no
too.
joke. Oh, what'd you flip it under?
I want to say it was either a piece of like a square off of a boat, just a giant flat of fiberglass, or it was like in some plywood or a mix of the two. It was just in a pile of junk.
Hell yeah. This
Is one of my favorite little finds.
Check
Yeah,
out
you'll
this
just
sick ass fucking NC2.
well,
Chilling in the hole in the Cypress Hollow.
That was so cool,
in the
man.
fucking
look
shit,
at that shit.
baby.
I was
Yes.
clearly in the
remember that
video, you
scene.
could hear how hype I was to fucking find
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
but like that's what we're talking about. Getting out in the habitat. I mean, just that video alone goes to show you what just getting out there and seeing it. I mean, I'm standing at the
Check out
bottom of a
this sick
cypress.
ass fucking NC2.
Look at this.
Chilling in the
I love how
hole
you just zoom
in
in
the
on it. It's
Cypress
just chilling
Hollow.
there. You can't even see
in
Dude,
the
like-
fucking shit, baby.
And I was out there me and Preston were
Yes.
out there walking around, looking and shit, and I'm just looking in every little nook and cranny, and all of a sudden I look up and I'm like, whoop, there it is. That's the thing I've been looking for. So yeah, man, that was just an awesome moment. I would say, picture perfect moment of just being in the shits
Yeah.
and seeing something in its natural position and just enjoying it. We didn't even touch that snake. We just left it there. It was so fucking awesome, man. Just a good moment.
That's another.
And then in
beaut.
the same habitat, another beautiful, more mature yellow rat snake. That was what I like to consider the orange Hernando phase, because we get like a lot of either really pale yellows or we get some super strong orange ones out here in Hernando. And that one was more on the orange side of the spectrum.
Y'all do get some really orange ones out there.
Yeah, man.
It's funny. I actually have both looks. Like I have an adult that's extremely yellow.
You have the big pale boy, and then you have the fucking little orange one.
No, I've got a giant orange one too that Billy Hunt gave me. That was
okay.
Long-term captive Hernando, and he's very orange. He looks much more
No
like
shit.
that. Yeah, he's got like orange blotches on him. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a beauty.
Yeah, you don't have to wait on me too. You can fucking just keep going. That was one of the first herp trips of the year.
Yeah, I think that was the first herp trip of the year out to Harry's neck of the woods.
Yep. Look at that. A bunch of fucking gremlins together, boys. And that was we went to Harry's family member's house. I won't disclose all of his information. We went to Harry's family member's house and we flipped some stuff because Harry was promising all of us a white oak that weekend. So that was literally the only reason all of us spent hundreds of dollars and drove hundreds of miles to go see this little man, because he was promising white oaks and all we got was a black racer. But no, that's a great weekend, man. It was such a good time.
That was a really fun weekend.
Such a good day.
Back of the truck. This guy looking
repping
at
the Flippin Tin gear.
That's right. Hell yeah.
I really was just admiring your ass, but I didn't know all these videos were going to have sound. I tried to send them all with no sound. So.
I think I can take away the sound if you would like me to.
Yeah, let's do that. No sound. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that. That's a snapping turtle.
That was our first snapping turtle of the year, boy. That was when me and Jake were just foot stomping through the berms.
I remember that. Yeah, you like almost fell in the water trying to grab him.
Yeah, there was just a tiny little vernal poolish little river creek thing, and that little guy was out there, top of his shell, hanging out.
That was a badass banded, boy.
That was an awesome banded water snake. That was we rolled up on that one. I jumped out of the truck, we got up on it, and it's all fucking fucking popping around on us.
Yeah, I think it was pissed. That's a cool picture.
That was one of my favorite Neo pygmies that I found this year.
That's so.
That was the smallest pygmy I found this year. That thing, obviously, you can tell by the hat. A fucking little thimble button at the cap of your hat. That thing was barely bigger than a 50-cent piece.
That thing is fresh, dude.
Yeah, super fresh, pretty vibrant little thing.
That thing barely looks bigger than a quarter, dude. What you mean?
Yeah, so dude, a 50-cent piece. That's how about how big that bitch was, curled up in the road when I found it.
That's crazy.
And then I tried to. Oh yeah, that was what I considered that fucking quote unquote tigerback banded water snake that I found this year. Never seen a fucking a banded water like that before in my life.
Oh, full stripe.
Yeah, full fucking stripe down the back, and then just some strawberry red stripes coming off of it. Horrible video.
I was about to say you could have
I
done
was
better
getting
on that one.
molested by mosquitoes, dude. And then that was a little fucking fatback, little white pygmy that I found. Man, that was a nice one. The pictures don't do justice for how pale that
That's
thing
a
was. It was a good one for my
pretty
area.
pygmy, dude. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it was a good one. He was a good one.
The
Yeah, that's one of that's in my top 3 for this year for sure. People can say what they want. That is definitely my top 3.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can
say what
zoom
you
in
want
on that.
about Coach Whips, KJ.
I don't know if you could zoom in on that, but if you see just the tail compared to the neck where they touch, it looks like 2 different fucking
Yeah,
snakes.
I mean that looks like 2 different snakes, dude.
And my favorite part about that capture was literally that was when we were in the heat of the Flippin Tin hype and the heat of our challenges, telling people to get after it. And I remember, dude, I was like, it was like 1:00 in the afternoon, and I had a customer. I was waiting for them to drop their car off in my house, and I was like, this is perfect weather right now. Like, fuck, I need to be out herping. And the girl texted me. She's like, hey, I'm gonna be late. And I remember I was like, fuck it. I'm hopping on my bicycle. I'm going to go hit the Lime Rock roads. I got about an hour. And I told myself, I was like, I'm going to get a coach whip. Literally went out there, fucking got a coach whip. And after I got all those pictures and was hyped, I got back on my bike and the girl texted me, I'm on my way. Dude, just such a sick moment in time, man. I mean, people, like I said, it might not be a fucking A tier, S tier snake, but the way
Would
it
be
all
for me.
happened,
That's all I'm gonna say.
dude. I mean, that for me, that was a minus the couple scars that thing had. That was a fucking S tier coach whip. The fucking color fade, the amount of red it had, the stark white tail, the black head. It was a textbook for me. I mean, that and the capture. I was going as fast as I could pedal on my damn mountain bike, and then chasing this thing into those woods that you see in the background. And the only reason I caught it is because it was trying to levitate up into a branch that couldn't support its body. So every time it got a couple squirrels up in the freaking tree, it would fall back down. And I literally just reached out and grabbed it above my head. Like, fucking epic moment in time, man. That was a catch I'll never forget.
Hell yeah, dude.
So sick. Sorry, I'm high.
Oh, you're good. That looks like the Francis Marion.
That is right by my house.
Oh, I was wrong.
That is a yellow. That's a Hernando yellow stretched out on a nice afternoon in spring right there.
Yeah. Good old
then
cotton.
a little textbook cottonmouth for you.
Oh, God. What a fucking loser.
Dude, you have no idea. I tried to find a good picture of you holding this.
I struggle to find good pictures of me at all. We're just going to scoot by that. God, put some fucking clothes on, you nasty.
Dude, I was around all those guys that weekend. Are you kidding me? Why would I have clothes on? Oh You're God. On a boys' trip.
That's true. That's true.
No, hey,
real quick,
hold on. Go back. You can go back to your picture. So there's
nah, we're not looking at that. We're gonna look at you shirtless.
All right, whatever. Okay, that was probably the coolest Flippin Tin moment of the year. If you could say if there was to be a Flippin Tin conjoined moment, me and this man literally simultaneously grabbed 2 snakes at the same time, basking together on a fucking pillar as we were stretched out over a rail beam off of a fucking bridge over some water. Picturesque, romantic story. We fell in love after. I mean,
it was like Lady and the Tramp. We just like both had hands on a snake.
It was so sick. I mean, that is a capture I'll never forget. It doesn't, and it makes it all better that it was just 2 tank brown water snakes. I mean,
that was.
If you guys heard our Francis Marion recap, you've heard that story of how we pulled up to that bridge, and it was just sounded like water bombs dropping.
They were everywhere, dude. I missed.
Everywhere.
I missed one. Smitty missed one. Couple other people missed one. Me and Sky grabbed the 2 big ones, I think.
Tino grabbed the fucking tank.
Tino grabbed the little one. No, Tino grabbed the little one. I think
Tino grabbed that tank.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he had another
Oh,
tank in his hand.
so did you and I grab the little one and the
Oh,
big one at the
we
same
grabbed a
time?
male and the female, and Tino grabbed the other tank.
Okay, yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, dude. They were just everywhere, dude. They look like freaking anacondas.
And we were like looking off the bridge, and they're just in the shrubs and in the
Everywhere,
bushes,
dude.
jumping in the water. That was so fucking cool, man. There was
Yeah.
probably 20 snakes on that bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nuts.
That was
But
awesome.
very fun. Very fun.
Fun times.
Beautiful little boxy.
Yeah, we talked about the box turtles and how we had a good year for box turtles this year. So I figured I'd add a couple of the box turtles in. And actually,
yeah.
we talked about the iconic bushel thistle. If
The
you've
bushel
listened this
thistle.
year, the bushel thistle. This is the bushel thistle moment right here. That turtle was spotted in the bushel thistle in the back of Jack's truck while we were road cruising at 69 miles per hour down a Lime Rock Road.
Dude, Jack and that lead foot boy, he's gonna hear that and laugh.
Oh my
That
God.
that man don't road cruise. He rode speeds.
He rode speeds.
Like,
If you
good
so if you go
Lord.
go to the next picture over past the
Yeah.
So while we were all sitting there gawking over that yellow one and just cracking up over the whole bushel thistle story, our buddy Zach's sitting in the bed of the truck and he yells out, "Those ferns are moving." So I can't remember. It was either me and Jack or me and you. We like ran towards the ferns, which were like about 25, 30 yards away from where we were standing. And we're kind of looking around, and Zach's like, right there, right there. We can't find where he's saying right there. So he fucking jumps out of the truck, beeline straight to where he's looking, and pulls out that dark phase box turtle. So we're all just sitting there like, what the fuck? How did these two crazy, miraculous finds just happen? And it just so happens to be these crazy black and white comparison of Eastern box turtles, which just is epic as shit because we're out there herping and just wanting to see nature and we get to see awesome examples of it. So
Yeah.
it was a great moment.
That was freaking epic just to find those two looking like that.
Yeah, that was a great fun. That was a great time. Great time, man. That
That's
trip
sick.
was so sick.
That was a lot of fun. That's the whole that's the whole crew right there, boy.
That is it right there.
Part
We
of
got
it.
the Schuler man, P Daddy, and a nice
Me
freaking
looking
yellow.
like a freaking tart again.
Man, you take great pictures.
I can't take a picture to save my freaking life, dude.
It's crazy because you'll just
thing
be
is,
standing there looking normal, and we'll be like, "Hey, we're about to take a picture," and then
I'm
it's
like,
like, "All right, I'm about to shit myself." Like,
dude, the thing is, I try not to look stupid because I look stupid when I try and smile too much, and then I just end up looking worse. So it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. I'm working on it.
This
That
is
is my-
probably the best picture I've ever taken.
That's my favorite picture of the whole year, right there. That's my fucking favorite picture of the whole year.
I love this one so much because it was kind of dark, and I was going to take a picture. I took one. This guy was like, "Dude, you gotta use the flash. You gotta use the flash." I was like, "No, dude, trust me, it looks great." You're like, "Dude, fuck, you gotta use the flash." And I showed him, and he goes, "Oh, that's fucking sick."
Yeah, he literally. I'm sitting there arguing with him to the death, and he just turns the phone. I'm like, "Oh fuck, that's a
That
sick
looks
ass picture."
way better
Yeah,
because
that's sick as fuck.
iPhone updated to where if it's kind of dark, it'll take a long exposure shot and it'll lighten it up. And I held it really still for this picture, so it came out immaculate.
Killed it.
It's perfect. I love that picture, of you guys.
Yeah,
Repping
man.
the Flippin Tin.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, a little glossy crayfish.
Glossy. That was just fun times, man.
Yeah.
I mainly put that in there to kind of remind me of the story of just me and Preston and all. It was me, you, Preston, and Gabe in his car, and we were road cruising down that one pass doing back and forth passes, and me and Preston were road racing like some little youngins.
You guys were running down that road, dude.
Every snake.
I can't do this.
Yeah, that was a good time, man.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Good time.
And these were my lifer glossies. We found several, but
those were my technically lifer South Carolina glossies. So that was cool.
Sick.
Look
Oh my
at
God. Stop putting me in pictures, dude.
I put it,
especially that with the headlamp. Golly. Oh my God.
Go back.
Yeah, no.
Go back. Dude, that's you with a black swamp snake and a freaking SK, bro.
That's a scarlet snake.
Sorry,
think.
and a
Or is that
scarlet.
an SK? I think it's a scarlet snake.
Was it the scarlet? Yeah, that's the
I don't.
scarlet. Sorry.
I think the only Scarlet
No, I
King
could
we
see the
found was
belly.
the DOR. Yeah.
Yeah, that could see the stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was we were literally on a freaking roll, and we pull over to grab that black swamp snake. And as we're grabbing it and freaking out, there's a little debris on the side of the road right next to the car,
The debris.
and I almost stepped on it. Preston sees it. It's a fucking scarlet.
Preston spotted it. Yeah.
Yeah, right at my feet. So we ended up getting a double spot or a double stop. So that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then there's Jake looking like a douche.
Friggin' spade foot. Always gotta have the spade foot.
Gotta have the spade. I had so many spade foot picks. I was like, oh, I'll just throw one in.
Just throw one in.
That was the.
I don't remember which one that is.
It was. It had a weird name. I wanted to say it started with a P.
Is Jack in the chat?
Was it the frog?
Jack, you're the frog man. Which one is that?
A pig frog.
It might be a pig frog.
I think that was the pig frog, which I put that picture in there because that was the one that tripped me the frick out. Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, I think it was called the pig frog, right? Is that what it's called?"
Yeah, there is a pig frog. Whether
I think that's what it was.
Pig frog, I do not know.
I think that's what it was because we were all talking about it that night, and then Zach finally caught one, and I was all juiced on it.
Yeah, I don't. So, Jack's in the chat. He knows his frogs better than I do, and he's not coming through like a freaking douche. So whatever. But yeah, that was a cool one. That's a barking tree frog, correct?
Yep, that was the green barking tree frog. Yep.
What a beaut.
Yeah, that was a beautiful one, man. Strawberry reds on that thing, dude.
Dude. Even the belly's freaking red, dude.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
That Francis Marion Corns hit different.
Oh, and your lifer rough green.
That was our moment of that was another Flippin Tin moment of the year right there, bro.
I was so, dude, honestly, this, I'm going to talk about this one for a second.
What? Hold on. While you're doing your little spiel, I'm going to run to my fridge really quick and grab another drink.
Yeah, you're good. This one was so fun for me personally because it was honestly one of my goals to get Sky his lifer rough green. And I really just wanted to be there for it. Like I wanted to be there for him to get his lifer rough green so freaking bad. And we're road cruising in the middle of the day. And this thing, we almost ran it over. I mean, we were like a foot from running this thing over. And we both saw it at the exact same time, both screamed and yelled rough green snake and couldn't get out of the car fast enough. I think Smitty about had a freaking panic attack in the back seat.
He fucking almost hit the windshield. Shit.
Dude, you hit the brakes so fast because it's not a big snake, dude. And it was just like literally direct dead center in the middle of the road.
Right in the fucking middle.
Our tires probably stopped a foot from that thing, man.
I mean, dude, when we got out and grabbed it, I swear my shoulder was almost touching the bumper and the grill of my car.
I mean, it was as close as you get. And if you would have ran over your lifer, dude, that would have been.
Bro.
Oh.
Me and KJ fucking name dropped his bitch ass. I fucking gave him the credit. Fuck. God damn it. Fuck. I can't even tell the story now. Yep. Me and KJ played fucking checkers at fucking Cracker Barrel when we got breakfast one morning. You'll never know what I was just about to say. No credit will be disclosed in this fucking podcast.
No credit. It's all
Who is KJ? Who the fuck is that person?
I don't even know. I heard he sucks at herping.
Anyways, back to the rough green snake.
Yeah.
That was the sickest moment. There was like 5 or 6 pictures of me looking like an absolute dweeb. This was like the least dweebest one of me.
Yeah,
but yeah, dude,
you were just so hype about it, dude.
I was so hype about that fucking snake. Oh my god, that was so cool.
Yeah,
man.
that was
just awesome. To want to see North America's greenest snake and only find it dead so many times, and then to finally find it alive. Oh my god, I was so happy, and to do it with my boys. Oh my god.
Fucking Eagle Eye Smitty was in the back, just spotting random things from the back seat.
Dude, I will admit when he spotted that fucking, I will admit it was a strawberry on a freaking log. but it was so far off in the woods as we were driving. That giant broadhead that he found on that log, just way
Yeah,
off in the woods.
I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I could when I walked over to it, he's like, "It's right there." I'm like, "I don't see it."
yeah, like where? He's like, yeah, across the
Right
river.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, over there.
Yeah, no, it was nuts. But
God,
and that sucker was.
that little firecracker of a Bama
I got
water
some good
snake.
pictures in my little album of that one.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that
that picture.
that thing was money, dude. That was to me. That looks exactly like the one we found in Tallahassee, except that one's red, whereas the other one was more of like a gray.
Yeah,
Like
it
it
has that
was,
same banded, like
yeah, that almost
death
half
adder
band.
look.
Yeah, that half banded on each side. Look,
Yeah,
freaking sick. Mud snake,
that was that Francis Marion mud.
the one you weren't with us when we found it.
Unfortunately,
That's
bullshit.
that sucked. Little
That was one of
copper.
my. That was one of the little neo copperheads from that trip, man. That was. I had so much fun taking photography of that thing.
Yeah, they can be photogenic when they're not trying to kill you.
Yeah,
They're cool.
that was our.
Little
That was
yellow
our
rat.
send off. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the send off yellow rat of that
That thing
trip.
was so clean, dude.
It was
Like,
clean and it looked so green, like green
yeah,
and
it was
gray and
very,
pastel-y.
very green. It was cool. Not a
That was a
green
nice
rat.
one.
Suck a dick. Oh, what a beaut.
That was my fruition brought blue garter snake in the small little pocket location. I've been looking to find a live one. I had got the 2 DORs prior at the beginning of the year and then finally got that one alive. I remember I sent you that video that afternoon. I was all fucking juiced up.
Yeah. I remember when you caught that. I think it was freaking sick. Oh man, the infamous
Yeah,
Loop
boy.
Road.
That fucking boys. Dude, I forgot to do the order, bro. I got the beginning and the middle pick. I didn't put the fucking end pick in there.
Oh man, that was something else, man.
That was it. I'm so glad that happened though.
So I know you're not fucking crazy or a puss.
Well, that too, but it's like now we have that story together. Like, dude,
Oh yeah, I mean yeah. That's
no one can ever
I
take,
definitely could have gone without it, but like
dude, yeah, but no one's ever gonna take that fucking
yeah,
experience away from us. Like,
after the fact, it's like okay, we got out of there, everything's good. Like it is what it is. That was honestly one of the prettiest like
that was
sunsets
sick.
ever, though, dude. It was so
That's
beautiful as the
that
sun was
is
going down.
0 editing. That is literally
Yeah.
how purple the sky was.
Yeah,
that
no,
night.
that is way more purple than that. But like we
Yeah.
looked pink because it was pink. It looked pink everywhere. Like it was.
An Everglades sunset is literally uncomparable.
Yeah, I mean
It
that
is
was
uncomparable.
that shit was unreal, dude. My life for
That
Cane
was,
Toad.
yep, Jake's life for Kane.
That was
That was
wild.
funny as fuck.
It was so funny on this one because we were driving down the road and I saw one and I was like, oh my God, I forgot cane toads are here. I want to catch one. This guy's like, well, don't get out for that one. We'll see a bigger one. They're everywhere. And I was like, yeah, okay. Literally 5 seconds later, he's like, there's another one. And then I was running around the road chasing.
Yeah, literally in the
cane
middle
toad.
of a fucking 4-way stop.
Yeah, I was just chasing this freaking toad, dude. I couldn't grab it. They jumped so far.
Yeah, it would jump and it was like 4 feet away from Jake. It wouldn't move. He'd get 3 inches from it and then it would jump again. It was just him running.
I was going in circles, dude. That shit was so funny.
I'm all, grab it, hurry up.
I'm trying. Oh my God. I'm pretty sure we were on the way to ENP when we
that was almost the ENP. We were in Homestead.
Yeah, we were right outside. That was
Yep.
cool. There's the berm.
Yep, that was the berm. Good old berm.
Yeah.
Fucking A. 3 a.m. berm.
Yeah, I was still like half asleep when we were taking this picture, trying to stand still for the freaking mozzies.
If you're wondering why I look like an equestrian in that with my squinted face and posture, it's because I was absolutely being molested by a flock of mosquitoes.
I've never. Even Phil, dude, when Phil came down the next day, he was like, dude, this is unreal. Like, this is the worst I've ever seen. I'm like, dude, it was worse last night. Oh my God.
My favorite is Phil goes, yeah, you guys sent me that picture and I played the live of Jake, and all I hear is fucking
Dude,
him fucking grunting, trying to
I
fucking.
could still like feel them getting in my mouth. We both choked on mosquitoes. Like
Oh yeah,
these
he's saying
freaking
he's like I just
helicopters.
fucking ate one. I'm like, shut the fuck up, hurry up.
Dude, he was so mad. He was like, shut the fuck up, dude. Take the picture. I'm like, I'm trying.
I'm like legitimately mad at you. I'm like, why are you acting like this? Get your shit together. We got to do this now.
Dude, I was losing it, man. I felt like I was in a horror movie and about to get taken, like flown away by a freaking herd of mosquitoes. They were huge too, dude. I mean, like,
Dude, the only thing comparable to that is
oh,
literally the scene from The Mummy where they get swarmed by the fucking
yes,
beetles.
yes, like it was. My skin was crawling. They're flying in my eyes, my mouth. Like, all we were both wearing shorts. They were just everywhere.
That was horrible.
Like
Zero bug spray.
zero bug spray. No
Zero
bug spray,
fucking
no
bug spray.
thermocell. The thermocell didn't help though, because we had the thermocell with Phil and it didn't do shit.
You had to be right on the thermocell.
Even then, like it didn't work. You had to sit still for a while and let the thermocell build out around you for it to do anything. I still think about this water snake
I think about that water snake all the time.
all the time. My God.
What do we call that? The tiger back?
Yeah, I don't even know, dude. That's like
Fire tiger, the fire tiger bandit.
the fire tiger. Honestly, I think this is a compressicata banded cross. Yeah, personally, because there are some compressicata that have integrated with bandids down there, and because you notice some of the other bandids we found are really dark. And I think the reason this one's so red is because it's got a lot of compressicata blood in it.
That thing was just on a completely different level.
Oh, dude, on a whole other playing field, my guy.
It did like everything we found never even came in the same ballpark.
Yeah, didn't touch it. So I personally think that's what's going on here, because Chris Montross works with some compressicata in captivity that look very similar to this.
That if you look at the head shape too, it is a tad bit a little different. I mean,
yeah, it is it's not quite compressicata, but it's also not like fully banded. You know what I mean?
No, just the way that the nose and the eye positioning is for me.
Yeah, just super. Either way, dude, super sick. I mean, what an animal! That thing was glowing on the road, dude.
I remember I hopped out and I was like, fucking corn snake. And then I was like, what the hell? Banded what?
That's right. We all thought it was a corn from the truck.
Yeah, we thought it was a corn.
I think it was crazy, dude. And then there was the corn. I've got a cool picture in mind with the moon in the background.
I think that's the next pick. I could be wrong.
Oh, is it on there? Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick. That look was very surprising for me in South Florida. Yeah, that's the thing. I wasn't expecting to see something that resembled an Okatee so much and what we find around here, but my God, like you could have slapped this on
that Miami phase, none of it. It was straight apricot, orange, and yellow base tone, and then just straight strawberry saddles with giant side strawberry saddles. And every single saddle was outlined in black.
And I think these are the perfect example of why they became the genus Pantherophis, because of these spots like this. Like they resemble a panther. That's where the name came from. Like it's just freaking nuts, dude. That was such a beautiful snake.
That was a great.
I was almost kind of mad it didn't have more of that Miami look to it. Like, because I was like, man, these look just like the corns I find, man.
You're like, I drove all the way down here to find a corn snake like the one at my house.
Exactly. But still beautiful. I mean, incredibly beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, freaking
that was at the little bit of our dry in the start of our dry spell through in the middle of summer, and that was literally after I drove around. I had a beginning of the night around 8:30ish, 9:30ish. I think I got 2 banded water snakes and a DOR cottonmouth, and I was that was also at the peak of me moving. So I was just fucking headstrong, I'll take you on. So I was just fucking driving around. I think I got that thing at like 11:30, 11:45. Just
Really?
beautiful little scarlet snake. Yeah, right. I straddled it. I was like, I remember, I was like, I gave up. It was in the last mile of the road. I started hauling ass and I saw tricolor and I straddled it, hopped out, and that was that little guy. Pretty little number, dude.
Yeah, that's a freaking beaut, man. That's a cool picture.
Some little South Florida action. Ran down there for some fun and ended up nabbing those little guys in a
Beautiful.
parking lot, of course.
In a parking lot. That's more of that South Florida look.
So that is literally probably 4 miles from where we got that corn that was in the other pictures. And you can see how much more white and washed out that one was compared to the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Chicken turtle of the year.
That's a chicken turtle?
I'm pretty, from what I was told, yes. I don't know. The Jackman said it was.
Oh, if Jack said it was, then it definitely is. What a beaut. That's one I need to find. Oh man, where was that from?
So that is the corn snake that me and the goat found 2 weekends in a row.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the same exact spot. And he's actually been found by multiple other herpers in the same exact spot throughout the year.
That's wild. Oh, it's
That
the
was,
coach with the masticophis fit.
Yeah, that was me bringing it to fruition for Smitty, the Fulvius fruition pick, the fucking mastic of his hat, shirt, and the fucking boy himself.
That's freaking sick.
And there's
That thing is crazy yellow compared to ours.
Dude, I'm telling you, the comparison between the ones by you guys and by me is it's night and day. They have almost no blue. It's crazy. It was like a straight up two-tone, just yellow and green.
That's wild.
Banana and lime.
And there it is.
The Holy Grail itself. Fucking short-tailed king snake, baby.
That is just incredible, dude.
Yeah, that was a wild moment right there.
Yeah, I can only imagine. How big was that thing?
6 inches.
That's crazy. That's so small. Did y'all road cruise it?
We straddled it.
Okay.
Literally fucking straddled it in the road, bro.
That's wild.
Yeah. Then there's that same corn a week
same
later.
one. Lit your ass up.
Lit me up. He was deep in shed.
Damn it, man. Little fancy.
That was one of no. So that is a Florida scrub lizard.
Oh.
That was one of my favorite lizard finds this year.
Nice.
Yeah, man. That was a lifer lizard find this year.
That's
the old Florida scrub lizard. They actually come in some pretty cool looking color phenotypes if you look them up. I want to do a lot more of their range this 2025. See if I can pick up a couple more and just look at the phenotypical difference.
Yeah, that's
good
awesome.
shit though.
And I think that's the end of yours, man.
I'd say I think that's the last of mine.
Awesome. That's freaking sick, dude. You had a hell of a year, my boy.
Decent times, man. Decent times.
Decent times.
Hell yeah, let's deep dive into your shit, bro. I'm hyped.
There's going to be a lot of duplicates on mine from yours because we had several trips together, but I definitely have some outliers.
That's all okay, bro. This is what they call the recap show of the fucking Flippin Tin boys.
So we're going all the way back for mine, literally to, I'm not showing every single snake I found, but from the first snake I found to basically one of the last.
Dude, I felt weird including my fucking ringneck.
Was that your first snake of the year?
Yeah, my first snake was the ringneck.
How did you not include it?
Because we were only doing highlights.
Well, it's a highlight. It's your first snake of the freaking year, my boy.
Yeah, I did my first big snake of the year, the black razor.
How dare you? All
As
right.
you should.
Where the freak? I hate sometimes. Dude, I freaking hate StreamYard sometimes, dude. I swear. All right, here we go. I'm not gonna screw this up. All right.
Oh, that was sick. I remember that.
Yeah, for one, I just like this picture. I thought it was really cool. But this was
Yeah.
my very first outing of the year, and spent all day looking at gators and lizards and frogs and everything else. I was like, man, I want to get one snake, and found this ribbon snake sitting exactly like that. And I was about a foot from that stump, and I look over. I just happened to look over, and that thing caught my eye, and it was just sitting on top of that, and just posted up. Had a nice little belly in there. I think I found. I don't know what I found more of, ribbon snakes or copperheads this year, but it was pretty damn close, and ribbons may have taken it because I found a lot of ribbon snakes this year. I bet you I found close to 50 ribbon snakes.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
I probably
like,
found about 15 to 20 ribbons this year.
the road I cruised had a shit ton every time I went. It was nuts. Yeah, that was a cool one. That's the same one. Um,
Had a little frog in him or something.
yeah, had a little bit of something, and I'm probably a frog. Yeah, it was a beaut. Then this was really dark yellow rat for my first trip to go see Gabe. This was actually the first time
That
I
was a
met
Gabe.
Gabe. Huh?
That was the Gabe trip, the first Gabe trip, right?
Yeah, the one I went with solo. This was when me and Gabe really just became friends. We talked online for a bit. We actually didn't even talk online that very long. I was like, "Hey man, I really want to go herping with you. Can I come out and see you and crash at your place for a night, even though I've never met you and you've never met me?" And he was like, "Yeah." So drove out to see him, crashed at his place for the night. We did a bunch of herping, and it was freaking sick, dude.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I remember when you sent that thing freaking dirty yellow, baby.
Yeah, really dark. That was a big snake too, man.
You
I
can tell
flipped
it got some girth.
I flipped him under some. It was because it was kind of a cool morning. I flipped him under some siding that was all over at his family's property's house, and yeah, he was just chilling some vinyl siding. It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
And that was that was like a melanistic Carolina slimy salamander because they're normally very speckled, and this one was jet black.
So that thing looks straight black.
Yeah, that thing was cool. That was a cool find. That was my lifer. Another yellow rat from that same trip. Freaking beaut. It was funny. That one, I don't have the picture of it. We actually found that under bark, and we caught a skink at the exact same time under the same piece of bark. Like they were
Damn.
both under there together. And I don't think the snake would have eaten it because the skink was a good bit bigger than he was. But literally, we pulled a piece of bark that was high up, and we were just trying to look under it, but it fell. Like it was really loose, and both of them were sitting on there, and they like fell on top of us nearly.
Hell yeah.
It was pretty cool. That was a fun one. Really pretty individual. Had a few
Yeah.
nematodes on it that you can see, but it was beautiful.
The color looks really nice.
This was the time Gabe nearly got bit by a freaking copperhead. He flipped up because normally when you flip tin, you use your hook to take it off the ground and then you grab it. Well, that's kind of what he did. He didn't just put his fingers under there, but it was bent like that. And he pulls it up and looks under. There's nothing there. All of a sudden, he was like, "Oh shit!" And like right under his hand, nearly was this copperhead wedged himself in between the folded tin.
That's scary.
It was wild. He looks at me and goes, "Jake, I'll be honest with you. I get bit by a copperhead. We're going to keep herping." I was like, dude, no.
We're walking this one off.
Yeah. It was wild. But I thought that was a cool picture.
That's sick.
And this was that Scarlet King I talked about earlier.
That's the one, right? That's the one. Look
That's
how
the one.
fucking
Man.
insane that looks, bro.
So pretty, dude. And I really liked that picture.
That's a beautiful picture. Great picture.
I was real happy with that. That was definitely one of my favorite finds of the year. One of my favorite pictures I took this year, too.
One of your best picks.
Yeah, no doubt. Better close up of him.
Oh, that's sick as hell. That thing is so crispy.
Yeah, it was freaking, what a legend.
You're a legend.
Oh, buddy. We'll leave that for after the show.
Sorry, I'm a tall boy ranger deep in the quarter now. I'm gonna start kissing your ass. Oh,
Yeah.
that was one of my favorite finds of yours this year.
Yeah, that red pygmy,
Carolina
dude. Yeah, that was cool. Gabe actually spotted this one, and man, it was nuts. I don't think I have a. No, I don't. It was in a stump hole, and Gabe's like pygmy, and I was like, oh shit! So I ran over there and I looked down. I'm like, where is it? And he's like, it's right there. And he takes his hook and kind of points. I was like, oh my god, you can barely see it. And I think I showed I showed a picture to my
You
coworker.
had the picture where it's coiled up, right?
It was never coiled up. It was sitting just like that when we found it. But I showed my coworker a picture very similar to that, maybe a little farther zoomed out. And I showed him it. And I was like, yeah, dude, look at this pygmy we found. And he's like, where is it? And I was like, it's right here. And he's looking at it. He goes, I can't see it. And I was like, I followed the picture. He's like, oh my God. Like those things, they camo so well in the pine needles, especially in a burnt area like that. It was
That's a
freaking
beautiful
awesome.
snake, man.
I can't believe Gabe saw
And
that.
to think that that's on the lower spectrum of the red.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's not nearly as red as they come. But that was a beaut for sure. And this was just a pair of garter snakes I found that I thought was cool. I actually went to find there was a snake in somebody's shed that I was trying to find. And I was flipping stuff trying to find it outside, like around the shed, because they said it was a rattlesnake, but I'm like, it was for sure a rat snake. So it was like up in a barn, like up in the rafters type of shit. So it was 100% a rat snake that started rattling its tail.
You say
like,
all that shit, you go there's a fucking cane break in
right?
the
Right. But I don't think the guy didn't know that other snakes will rattle their tails. There's a bunch of wood up there, so I think it was just like hitting the wood. It sounded like a rattle. But I was outside the shed flipping some other stuff and found these two, and it was pretty cool. Nice little garters. And this was, I'm pretty sure, my first bandit of the year. I was out cruising a new road and happened to see him. This was another cool picture I took.
Oh, I remember when you sent that.
Yeah, that was sick.
That was actually a week that we were on a hot streak for water snakes because we were all sending water snakes on our little text or whatever. And you're like, I just got these in a fucking puddle or some shit.
Yeah, it was cool. Some guy on a 4-wheeler drove by because I was on this little dirt road way in the back. Some dude on 4-wheeler was flying by and he kind of looked at me, looked at the snake, and just kept driving. I was like, all right, see you later.
Hell yeah.
That was cool. This was the box turtle I found in a puddle in the burned area at Harry's.
That was Harry's trip, right?
Yeah, it was sitting in a puddle. You can see it's kind of wet back there.
Yeah.
And it was sitting in a puddle in the middle of a burn. I was like, dude, he must have hit the water to come from the fire. But it was pretty cool. That was a beautiful one.
That was right after we found the dead one, too.
Yeah, it was. This was the cottonmouth you spotted.
Yeah, that was the fucking savior at the dry point.
Yeah. I meant to change the.
Yeah, we found that thing and we had another guy roll up on us and he sat there and was showing us his gun, telling us he was going to kill it and shit.
Yeah, he was going to take care of it. Harry
had to sit there and sweet talk him and tell him that he was going to be his cousin brother and everything.
Yeah, that was a beautiful one. And that was all One Eye that we found with Harry.
One Eye Willie, baby.
That snake was fucked up, dude. Like it was skinny. He had scars all over him. He was blind in this eye right here. Like,
hey, don't talk shit. He was pretty as fuck.
No, he was pretty as fuck, man. But my God, that snake had seen some shit, and now he doesn't see as much.
He sees some shit.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was nuts. That was a cool find, though. I really enjoyed that. There's a good picture of that bandit we found with Harry.
Yeah, that fucking Death Adder look, man. I love it.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And there's us admiring our.
I almost sent that picture to you. I have it saved too.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I love that one. That's a good picture.
That was a good Flippin Tin pick.
This was a really pretty bandit I found on my road. This thing was purple, dude.
It looks like all smoked out and charcoal.
Yeah, dude, this thing was freaking purple. Like that was a really pretty bandit for my area. These next couple pictures just show some series of different copperheads I found on the same road. This was one almost had little eyes in between the hourglasses on them. Then this one had just really like separate. It was banded, then it separated and banded and separated, and
That thing's really clean.
yeah, you can also see the color difference. These are about the same size. You can tell they're still neonates. They still have that green tail,
neon.
but it's still crazy to see the difference. This one's much more purple. This one's much more, tan and yellowy.
Yeah.
Then you got this one that had more of the dots kind of on it, but all of the hourglasses connected on
It's like
it.
a
Perfect.
lot less bigger hourglasses.
Yeah, it was almost like a reduced pattern, but the hourglasses were bigger and they all connected into bands on down the back. That was a really neat one. These were all found on the same night too.
I remember you waking up to all those texts for
Yeah.
Copperhead.
And this was another comparison. So this was one checkered garter I found here, and then that was another.
That was my favorite one. You found that fucking like fire leopard look, bro.
This one was probably the most unique garter I've ever seen. Like again, this was almost a reduced pattern compared to this.
Yeah.
This one's very chaotic, very just it was nuts. And then I seen this and I was like, dude, what the hell?
And the color of the base color.
It was like brown. Like, and most of them are usually green. This was like this brownish red almost, and very spread out checkers. It was very cool.
That's
again, found on the same night. Yeah, that was beautiful. Made me want to keep garters, but I was like, no,
right,
I don't want to keep them that bad. Another copperhead. This one had more of a stripe thing going on down its back. It was wild. And this was a double flip. This was me, Gabe, and Jack. Jack came down for a quick weekend, and we spent the day with Gabe. This was our first find of the day. We flipped this under a board, and they were both laying there exactly like that. And this copperhead on the right, we assume this is the male, this is the female, male on the left, female on the right. That copperhead was one of the biggest I've ever seen. That thing was a freaking dump truck, dude. I mean,
just the color alone,
just an absolute beef bus of a copperhead, and yeah, it's insanely beautiful. Like, really, really pretty.
My dog said beef bus. We got the fucking big bag beef bus delivery for you, boy. Fucking.
Yeah, that thing was huge, man. I mean, I'm talking. That was a big copperhead, dude. That thing was.
It looks so strawberry and apricot looking.
Yeah,
too,
it was
bro.
very red. Like, it was one of the prettiest adult copperheads I've ever seen.
You know what it reminds me of? The color palette, that Mole King you just got.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was one update I didn't talk about. We'll talk about that later, though. But it was weird to see her so like beefy and robust, and the male just looked kind of dinky. Like, you could tell he had a rough winter, because this was early spring. This was still very early spring. That morning was actually in like the 50s. But it was in that period where it was pretty cold in the morning, but it was warming up to like the 70s. So it was good herping for sure. But yeah, he was a little dingy. They lost a good bit of weight, but she was just immaculate. And then this was another really cool find from that trip, with Jack and Gabe.
That's one of my favorite finds of y'all's.
Yeah, we were out in the woods and just looking through some stuff, and Gabe was turning this. Like, he had his hands on that thing and he was kind of moving it. And as soon as he started to move it, Jack saw it and about had an aneurysm because Gabe was so close to it. And you just hear Jack going, Kane, 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 Kane. And he was sitting in there perfectly like that, dude. And it was a beautiful, beautiful animal. And look out, I don't know if you can, how well you can see it on there, but look at the length of the rattle.
Dude, it looks so massive.
Like, it was such a long rattle, dude.
Whoever took that picture deserves a jerk.
I took that picture.
Oh, well, next time we see each other.
Oh, well. Yeah, that was
That's
cool.
A sick picture. Tongue out, tail in the background, chilling in the barrel.
Yeah, it worked out great. I got one that's better that I edited a little bit that you can see it a little better, but it was hard to pick out the photos as I was picking them. So I got that one. Then this was my Lifer Rainbow that was full of SFD and just looked like complete shit, but
Nice.
still very cool. That was my Lifer, and Gabe actually spotted it. I walked right past it because I didn't know what I was looking for with rainbows. So we were at the same spot but went to a different area, and I told Gabe, I was like, all right, you stand up there, don't help me, I'm gonna go down here and find one myself. And he was like, okay. He's like, look along here, you'll see one. And now I knew what I was looking for, and sure enough, I found one. So I reached into the rocks, got it out. I was losing my mind, handed it up to Gabe. I was like, hold on, I'm going to find another one. Gabe goes, you're not going to find another one. There's normally only like one around here. And not 2 minutes later, I found a second one, right near it in the same way. So I reached down and got that. Ended up with 3 on the day. And
The fucking odds of that, bro.
yeah, it was nuts. This was probably my favorite find of the year. Getting the rainbows, because everybody knows I love my dirt snakes. I love mud snakes, water snakes. I love aquatic snakes. So getting these crossed off was huge. And then this one, I included this ring neck because it was so funny how this happened. We were at a spot looking for some water snakes, and we went to this little marshy area, and Gabe was flipping through some shingles that had been littered. And Jack, this was on the same trip with Gabe and Jack. And Jack goes, do you guys have ring necks here? And Gabe's like, yeah, we get them. And literally he couldn't finish his sentence, and he flipped this ring neck. Like it was so weird. I swear Jack's a wizard.
Jack is a wizard, bro.
He kept bringing up stuff, and it just happened. Like it happened more than once, but this was the most memorable one for sure. So beautiful little ring neck. I included this copperhead because, again, same trip with Gabe and Jack. We flipped this under 10. It was low 50s, high 40s. We were all in hoodies and pants. It was freezing cold, and we flipped this copperhead at like 10 o'clock at night.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was wild. I don't even know why we were still herping, but this is why, I guess. So that was cool. Kind of a weird find, but it was
that's a random find.
Yeah, it was cool though. This was one I found with Jack back in my neck of the woods because we drove back to my house. That we found this the next day. Jack actually found that. I just really liked the picture.
No, that's a good picture. I like that. Shows the camouflage really good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Like if you were to just show that picture to somebody and not tell them context, they'd probably look for a second before they spotted that shit.
Yeah, that was a beauty. Very, very small too. That was a really little copperhead. But yeah, Jack flipped that under some tin we found. And this isn't the banded that was a smoker, but this was one of them in a spot that we found on the Francis Marion trip. Nice little bandy. There's a picture of the boys with all the big waters. We talked about that earlier.
That was so sick.
Yeah, that was awesome. There's me looking like a dork holding all 3 of them again.
Sexy little bitch.
Yeah, we talked about these. Saw that. Still love that picture. Had to include it.
P Daddy.
There's one of the glossy crayfish snakes. Yeah, that was in hand. Another glossy.
We fucking slayed it on that.
Oh, dude, we found so many aquatics on that. I also like this picture of you. I thought it was cool.
I almost included that one. That's funny.
This is one of the swamp snakes.
Look how red that thing is, bro.
So red, dude. It's so funny because the swamp snakes can be so tiny, especially the babies. They look almost identical to red belly snakes when they're that small.
Yeah, you remember that one little tiny one I found? And he's like, oh, no, that's a fucking swamp snake baby. And we were all like, what?
Yeah. It was crazy, dude. They look so similar. But yeah, I think it's more like the head structure and stuff you can kind of tell. But really cool. There's P Daddy with that scarlet he spotted.
That was sick.
Scarlet
Tin.
Scarlet Snake, not Scarlet King. Beautiful. Of course, had to include the obligatory Spadefoot.
Fuck yeah, look
That
at
was
that
a
little
beaut.
guy.
I think it was so pretty, dude.
He was.
It's freaking alien eyes. I love these things.
I think that's my hand.
I think it is. Oh, there's your rough green.
Hey, that little guy.
That was cool. I still love that one, man.
That was so
And
epic.
this was the banded.
That thing was so fiery red on the
It
bottom,
was
man.
so crazy, dude. I really like that picture I took of him.
He's like, eh.
Yeah, he didn't bite us, surprisingly. He was very chill for the most part, which is rare for a bandit.
Man, that thing was good.
Yeah.
Look at that shit.
Yeah. I edited this one a little bit just to bring out the colors of that, because this is edited, but this is what it actually looked like.
Yeah.
This wasn't one of those like, oh, I was enhancing it. I was enhancing it to bring out what it really fucking looked like. Like
That thing
this
was so red.
yeah, it was nuts. It was so red you couldn't even capture it properly. But yeah, that thing was lava, dude. And the mud when we found it, that was on site. Beaut. That was when we brought it back for you guys to see. We did
Look
return
how
it.
freaking red the neck is too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a ripper. We did return. We brought this to show the rest of the group. After everybody saw it, got some pictures. Me and Gabe immediately brought this back to the spot that we found it at, just so everybody's aware. I said, I love the scalation on them, man. Like,
So weird looking.
Yeah, it's nuts. Love them. I don't know why that's there. Another copperhead.
I like the pattern. Perfect
Yeah.
chain.
Yeah, patterns perfect on that one. Ah, this was the first live cane break I've ever road cruised. Like
That looks like a fucking tank.
it was pushing 5 foot. Like that was a big snake. Like I saw it from way far back. As soon as my lights lit up, I was like, oh shit, that's a snake. I was like, that's huge. I was like, that's a cane break.
That's a fucking tank. Tank
Actually,
break.
I got a picture of the other one by Road Cruise, 2 cane breaks on that same road this year. And
I remember the other one too.
yeah, those were the only canes alive I've ever road cruised. Me and Justin found a DOR a couple years ago that was really big, but I just haven't road cruised them very much. That was an awesome little yellow rat I found on that same road. That was with Justin as well. I don't know why I liked this one so much. It was just very clean and crisp, and it was actually a very calm individual too.
It looks chill.
Yeah, beautiful. And this was a bright pink freaking copperhead, dude.
Yeah, that thing is very bright.
Screaming pinks on that thing. And that was a larger animal. It was
super pale.
Yeah. You get kind of that look here. They either come super bright and pale and pink, or they come pretty tan and yellow and gold. They're really variable. Another one with the little ghost eyes all down
that
it,
was
man.
so cool.
Isn't that cool? There's so many of these, like, dude. If I had unlimited space and I wanted to deal with venomous, I would collect every weird copperhead I could find and just see how they developed into adults. Like,
right?
Because I mean, this is freaking nuts, dude.
Yeah, that thing looks like it has a bunch of fucking ghost faces on its back.
It's super
Ghost face
cool.
killer.
This was a screaming little red rat I found on the same road. This one may or may not still reside with me.
I was about to say, didn't you collect that thing?
Yes, this is Deadpool.
Hey!
You can see his little Deadpool mask on him right there.
I remember that shit.
Yeah. Now, I will preface this. Yes, I did collect this animal, but I will preface it with saying this is a very young individual on a, blacktop road. That's really the only scenarios that I do any type of collecting, and they are certainly not in any harm out there. So just want to preface that we do not condone serious collection, but if you're going to do it ethically. But yeah, he's doing great. And this one was from the same night. This was a beautiful adult that Smitty
Oh my
sexed
God.
from the truck, dude. He knew he knew it was a female as soon as we rolled up on this thing, man. Yeah, this one was not collected. It stayed out in the wild where it belonged.
Was it
but
female or male? Looks male.
I mean, Smitty said it was a female. I'm talking from the truck, dude. That's a female.
That thing looks male to me.
But it was really beautiful, man. Big, mature adult, very, very healthy. Like this was really cool to find. I was very, very happy to see this beautiful.
Look in the mid body. I guess it's kind of hard for me to point it out.
Like more like, are you talking like right here?
Go to the other towards the right. It almost looks like he has those same faint Deadpool marks in the saddle.
I can kind of see it, like
right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any relative to the baby.
Deadpool line, Colleton County, Red Rats, baby. That's sick. There's another picture of it in hand.
Damn, that thing is so bright.
It was beautiful, dude. I'm really excited to have a project from this area.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope.
Yeah, they're beautiful. There's Smitty with his little slider or cooter. I don't know which one it was. That thing shot out piss, dude. As soon as he picked it up, that thing freaking sprayed. But he was smart this time and he held it out and he didn't get it on his shorts.
I remember that one day. He's like, I just got fucking pissed off.
Going to work. Yeah.
Oh,
that
shit.
was gold. This was one of my favorite box turtle finds of the year because I was on the side of a freaking mountain when I found this. This was on the same hike that I found the red salamander on. And he was just chilling in the middle of the path, way up on the side of a freaking mountain.
That's so sick.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Then there's that red salamander.
Whew.
That was one of my favorite finds this year, dude, because I saw there were so many rocks everywhere, and I was trying not to flip every single one, just to limit how much I disturbed. And I saw this really big flat one, and I was like, if there ain't something under there, I don't know what I'm doing. I flipped that sucker, and sure enough, that beautiful little thing was sitting under there.
That thing is lava, bro.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my favorite finds this year, no doubt. Again, on the side of a mountain, but that's not surprising for a Sally. This was from Harry. I just wanted to include it because I found it. This was the day he got his Flippin Tin hat, and he found this was in his yard. Oh, snapping turla.
That's a turla. Snapping turla.
Snapping turla.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was beautiful. This was the other cane I rode, Chris.
Nice
Beautiful little baby. I love the orange stripes, man.
Yeah, they look so clean.
Oh, you know what? And I just noticed that X right on his tail.
Yeah, dude, it's got a fucking X on his tail.
That's so sick. I love seeing little stuff like that on snakes, man.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then we're back to South Florida again. This is where some overlap's gonna be. Cane toad, a sky with the cottonmouth. There's one series of pictures I'm surprised you didn't include, but I'm glad I did. It's one picture, but you got the berm. So this was more your classic banded from that era.
That was that super dark one we saw.
Yeah, that was dark as shit, dude. Really, really dark banded. Beautiful though. And there's that screamer.
So fiery red.
Yeah, that's a good comparison, man. I mean,
right? Like
that's nuts. I like this picture you holding it. That's a sweet picture.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was a good one.
In the hand, man.
I can look at that snake.
I'll never live that one down. I'll never live that one down.
No doubt. And then there's us taking a picture of the cottonmouth.
Oh, you know what picture of mine didn't send? The one of the cottonmouth eating the frog.
I got a picture in here. That was the one I was talking about. I was surprised you didn't have a picture of.
Yeah. I had it said like 2 pictures didn't save or some shit.
Oh,
that was one of them.
I like this picture. I just so wish the face was in focus of the green water, but the moon in the background, bringing the light streaks. I actually don't look like a complete idiot for once.
Yeah.
And I was like, of course the snake is out of focus.
That was a tank green water.
Yeah, I think it was big, dude. And there's the three of us enjoying life with our corn snake.
That
All
was a
fell.
good time.
Yeah, that was a great trip. There we go. Love
Good
that
old
picture.
fucking Miami corn.
Yep. There's a more overview because when we found another one, I was like, all right, everybody fucking shut up. I'm taking
Don't
pictures.
touch it.
That thing was pissed too, man. You see how its neck's raising up. That thing was like trying to stand and act all big when we came up on it. That thing actually ended up in my shoelace.
Yeah.
Like the loop in my knot on my shoes. Somehow it went through the loop on my shoes. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? It was a disaster. I couldn't get it out because the thing was so big. It took up my whole shoelace. It's like, God damn it. That was cool. There we go.
There, yep. That's awesome, man.
This
that was an
was
awesome time.
This was definitely one of my favorite observations of the year, is just watching that thing eat that frog, man. You can see its legs sticking out of its mouth. Sky actually recorded the whole thing. Sky, you need to get on making a time-lapse video of that.
Yeah, I do. I'll do that and put it up on the Flippin Tin page.
Yeah. That'd be sick. And then, believe it or not, this is a South Carolina yellow rat. I mean, this is almost unheard of for my area. Like, this was on my main road I cruise, and this was the most yellow rat I've ever seen.
Look at the little zigzag he's doing, man. That's so cool.
Zigzags everywhere. They do that along the road. I love it every time.
God, that's so cool.
That was an awesome individual. And this was that absolute freaking beef bus of a freaking ribbon snake, dude. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. This thing, ribbon snakes, anytime I found ribbon snakes, super skinny, semi-long, this thing was gigantic. I mean, I thought it was a full-on like adult garter snake when I saw it. Like,
the head looks big on it.
I mean, dude, look at the body. I mean, you can tell just from like, this is like straw grass in the background. Like, it was so big. Like, I've never seen a ribbon snake so giant, and it's got some type of meal in it. I didn't grab her or nothing because she actually may have been gravid too. That partially could be why she was so big, but my God, I was blown away by how big this thing was. Like, freaking dump truck. It was awesome. That was honestly I know it's a ribbon snake, but that was one of my favorite finds this year, dude.
It's a cool looking color face too.
Yeah, it was really brown, and it was just, I don't know, it was just weird. But yeah, super sick. And this was just an absolute chunk of a toad. I found
that looks wild, dude.
Yeah, I found that with Gabe. Or Gabe actually spotted it. But very cool. Thing was almost as big as my hand, man. Beautiful little cottonmouth I found with Smitty.
That thing looks wild.
Yeah, that was a pretty one for sure. My lifer South Carolina gopher tortoise.
A little baby boy.
Little tiny.
That
was actually everybody's South Carolina lifer. It was me, Gabe, Jack, and Justin. So that was cool. Beautiful little guy. Awesome corn we found in that same area.
Damn.
That was a beaut. Jack found that one. That thing actually bit him in the chest. It was funny. Jack was like, ow.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. Oh, it was so funny. He was holding it out kind of like that, and the thing just struck and nailed him right in the chest.
I'm sure he deserved it.
Yeah, Jack always does. And that's all I got. That was the last trip of the year for us, or at least for me with the boys. This was in my area, but Jack and Gabe. Jack came down for the weekend, and Gabe came and joined for the day. And Smitty came out with us on that one. So Yeah, that was pretty much the last one. We found some other snakes road cruising that night, but nothing super highlighty. So yeah, it was a great time, great trip. Um, yeah,
Hell of a year, bro.
yeah, we had some absolute bangers. Um, so yeah, I mean that summed it up pretty well, I think. Yeah, that was kind of one from every trip. Um, it was just all around good, man. Can't say much else about it.
And now we got like some good groundwork put in and like some good knowledge for next year to go off of and
Yeah,
capitalize on. And now we know where we can be better at and shit. So
yeah, no doubt, man. I think we learned a lot this year, and this podcast certainly did a lot for both of us this year. Um, but it definitely this show pushed me more than any other year. It just made me want to go and get these things and make stories and all the stuff, man. Traveled a lot, did a lot. Didn't go to Florida as much as I would have liked. But definitely, I think the South Florida trip kind of made up for it because that was such a big trip for me. I mean, that was 9 hours of driving for me. So that was a big trip for us, and first time I'd ever been to the Everglades. Um, so just all around good, man. It was all so much fun. So thankful for all the guys, especially those who housed us, Gabe, Harry, Phil coming out in South Florida, even though he didn't house us, he showed us around. Um, just, just all good vibes, man. Everything was fantastic. The year in itself was wonderful. We've had some awesome guests on the show that just make me want to travel more and do more and just be a better herper, man. I mean, come on.
the motivation I got from our guests this year was crazy,
Yeah.
bro. It's kind of changed
Yeah.
my perspective, really. I mean, 2025 is going to be a year of me slimming down my personal collection so I can be out in the field more and do more adventures and travel more. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it'll all be all for the better and all for a new chapter for both of us, man.
Yeah. It certainly wasn't for nothing. And I've so enjoyed this podcast. I'm so glad that we started this. And it's been a ride, man. But I mean, hey, nowhere to go but up, brother.
We're fucking a year solid now, dude.
Yeah,
So
man. I can't. That's the other thing. I know we're only 21 episodes in, but that's
we're not
we've
far
been
off from almost an episode every other week, you know?
yeah,
So
there's only a couple that we missed for like every other week, but we were pretty solid on every other week. So yeah. Golden Hipster, not sure who you are on YouTube, but asks, what state would y'all want to herp in the spring, March, April? March, April can still be dicey in a lot of spots, so definitely going to stay more south. Um, I mean, Florida's, it's kind of a cliche answer, but it's probably the best area for that time of
I would
year.
say March and April is like what I am waiting for right now to
Yeah.
go hit all of my spots. So
Yeah, I mean
that's I'm waiting
my
for March.
area, yeah, southern South Carolina, southern Georgia, all of Florida. It can still be hit or miss because we went to Harry's in, was it April or March? I think it was March.
Right around that time, yeah.
And when we went there, like the week before, it was beautiful. Then when we got there, it was cold, and so that was also partially why we didn't find a ton on that trip. It wasn't super productive. But definitely everything we found was super quality. So I'm actually right now, April, we're planning an upstate South Carolina trip currently that I'm hoping, Sky, you can get it on.
Yeah. Oh, it's Brian McDowell.
Oh, Brian. Hell yeah. High key, want to try my hand at MSNC, SC, or Florida. Yeah, dude. I mean,
Let us know.
if you come to South Carolina or Florida, you got us.
Yeah,
So you can
let us know.
absolutely hit us up. But right now, me, Gabe, and Jack are planning an upstate South Carolina trip specifically to target mole kings and milk snakes or eastern milk snakes. So that's kind of on the agenda for April. I'm also hoping somewhere around there I can get back down the Harry's area because I wanna redo that trip so badly because the weather.
I need to make a white oak happen, bro.
Yeah, I got to get my gray rat, dude. Like, oh, I got to get my gray rat. I got to get that bad.
Yeah.
So that's gonna happen. So yeah,
No, we're gonna do that. We're gonna make Arizona happen.
Arizona's got to happen this year.
We got to make some shit happen in 2025.
We've been talking about Arizona for like 3 years now.
We got all the resources. We got the
Yeah.
friends. We got the places to stay. We got the places to hit. We just need to do it. So
yeah, we just need to go. So we'll definitely, that's probably my biggest goal for next year is getting out west somewhere. Whether if it ends up being West Texas or Arizona, either way, you know, I'd be happy. But Arizona is, I think, is the target for next year for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely going to run South Florida back. That's got to happen. I mean, one way
we're going to. We're going to kill it better too.
Yeah, no doubt. I am severely looking forward to that.
We'll actually plan it a little bit better and look at the weather this time so we don't go down on a full moon in the middle of a typhoon.
Yeah. Mozzies might not be so bad if we do that.
We might not hit a fucking 30 moccasin night fucking herp.
Dude, the moccasins were everywhere, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. We found so many.
That was unreal.
Yeah.
They at least helped us get to our 100 snake count.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack said, got to find more turtles in 2025. That's actually a big goal for me because I want to cross off some lifer turtles for sure. Chicken turtles in South Carolina are a big one for me and Jack. Yeah, especially Jack. Jack's the turtle man.
Manders are definitely a big one for next year for me.
We need to find a good guest to have a Mander episode. That'll be sometime in January. We're gonna try and get that done because you know, winter herping is pretty much focused on amphibians. So we're gonna try and find somebody for salamanders. If you would like to recommend somebody or even recommend yourself, hit us up. I don't know many people that do a ton of mandarin. So hit us up if you have somebody in mind or if you think you'd be a good guest, let me know. So yeah, Jack, thanks, man.
Love you, buddy.
Was in and out tonight. I miss you. Great episode. Appreciate it.
It doesn't blow like you though, brother.
Dude, I used to live in Georgetown. That's where I went to college, funny enough. It smells like shit. There's a paper mill in the middle of town, so it just smells horrible all the time. Yeah, it's terrible.
Fucking hell.
But all right, man. Well, we're past the 2-hour mark at this point. I mean, I guess all I can really say is thank you, everybody who supported us through this endeavor. It was weird kind of doing this on our own, you know, and just kind of trying something new.
Winging it.
Yeah, and I think we did okay. You know, we've got a lot of good feedback. We're just gonna try and make it better next year, man. It's been a good one.
I will say, anytime I've thought to myself, like, oh, it's just like our friends that listen to this shit, or we're not really doing much, like, I'll go to a reptile expo, or we'll go somewhere where there's a bunch of hurt people and they'll be like, oh yeah, man, I listened to the podcast. And I'm just like, you're the last person I'd ever expect to listen to the podcast. So it is cool to know that there's some friends and, you know, some supporters out there, you know, backing us through this. And, you know,
we certainly appreciate it. Yeah. All the kind words. And, you know, even if you have critiques, let us know. You know, we're doing this to, you know, for one, we do this to get ourselves hype, but, you know, we want to get everybody else excited about getting in the field, man. There's more to herps than just your snake room. So that's, you know, not that there's anything wrong with that, but you should definitely take some time to get in the field and really observe these things in their natural habitat and their natural behaviors, man. It'll really, not only will it change your mindset, but it'll also change how you keep, and it's be nothing but good, man. So
Yeah, man, we had our a whole episode kind of based around the premise of how herping and getting out in nature can help your mental health
Yeah.
and help you get in a better spot. And this whole basis of this podcast, or one of the main things, is what you can learn in nature to bring back to your own animals that you care for. And I feel like those were two big points that we brought home throughout the year. Was, that doing this stuff and being connected with your homies and everything that this community brings with herping and loving animals, it can get your headspace right, and it can get you right in your reptile room. So
yeah,
hopefully we
absolutely.
brought the positive vibes to you guys this year in 2025. It's
Yeah,
going to be even bigger, better, more tins flipped, more tins ripped, and
more
me and Jake are
Zens
going to be
dipped.
doing fucking wild shit.
Yeah, yeah, we got
More
a lot of
Zins
plans.
ripped.
Yeah, more Zens ripped. Oh man, but yeah, it's gonna be a good year. We're excited, and we're excited what this year did for us and what this podcast did for us, and just like I said, nowhere to go but up. So, well, thank you to everybody that hung out for this whole episode. Again, if you're just listening to this, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You should go watch it on YouTube when you've got 2 hours to spare.
this is definitely going to be the visual episode. Tons
Yeah,
of pictures.
yeah,
Recap was real.
yeah,
Obviously, me and Jake know we are not we are not the best end all be
no,
all herpers. We are
no,
just two regular guys out here getting after in the woods, and we hope we are conveying that in the best way possible. We know we are not the best. I'm speaking for Jake, but it's
yeah,
because I know we both know we're not the fucking best
yeah,
herpers. We know that, guys. We are just trying to motivate ourselves and you along our
yeah.
journey. So thank you
Yeah,
very much.
and that's a very good point. We don't do this because we think we're that good at herping. We do this because we have the ability to do it, and we want to bring good content to you guys. We're learning so much from all of our guests, and that's why we do it, so we can put it out there. Because a lot of people who are way a million times better than us either don't have the time or don't have the know how to do and manage a podcast, and frankly, neither do I. And that's where we got to give a big shout out to Smitty. None of this would be possible without Justin Smith of Palmetto Exotics. So big shout out to Justin and everything he does for the whole network. Literally wouldn't be able to do this without him. So thank you, Justin. You've been awesome in helping us do this and uploading these every week or every other week. And glad we're just able to add more content to the channel. But yeah, this is we don't do this because we think we're all that when it comes to herping. We do this because we have the ability to put the content out for you guys. So yeah. Well, should we hit him with our final words of the year?
Final words of the year, brother.
Yes, sir. You already know. Look and you will see, read and you will learn, think and you will know. That is from the Rattlesnakes of the United States and Canada.
Fucking A, brother. What a year of Flippin' Tin, man.
What a year.
Flippin' Tin. Rippin' Tin.
And dipping Zins.
And dippin' Zins.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you, guys.